Ohio tonight, and the World Baseball Classic comes to a close. If you had Venezuela winning, you are probably still hammered someplace. You are celebrating big time. There is no question about that. Welcome in, everybody. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. ESPN 620, 98.7 FM, HD-2. And, of course, on the Arizona Sports app, we are always presented by Lerner and Rowe. Just make one call. That's all. 602-977-1900. And today is a great day. And you're probably saying, well, when you guys hang out together, it should be a great day all the time.
Exactly, Jimmy B. It's always a great day.
Always a great day. However, we are here today at TPC Scottsdale at DraftKings, which makes it even a better day, Manuch.
Yeah, it really does, as we're getting ready for the, pardon the pun, Jimmy, the madness to begin. We got two more games this afternoon before we get is it the number 16th seed is what we're looking to get from here on out?
Yep.
Congratulations to Texas and Howard.
Howard, yes.
Yeah, they punched their ticket to the dance.
So tonight you get Prairie View, Lehigh, and then Miami of Ohio and SMU.
So a hard dose of reality for Miami of Ohio tonight,
most likely.
Against the Mustangs. Yeah, it is kind of the low before the storm. We've already had several individuals come through here at the Sportsbook here at DraftKings and kind of getting set. It's funny you see guys kind of going through the bracket.
Yeah.
And they're contemplating the contemplation, the consternation, the procrastination, all of the above is going on with a lot of the folks here as you see them at the kiosks, or they'll come up here to the Sportsbook itself. So I don't know. I'm getting a little antsy, a little fired up.
Yeah.
For things to get going tomorrow morning, bright and early. I think at
9 o'clock.
9 o'clock our time.
Yeah, it's awesome. Absolutely awesome. What was not awesome last night was what Manuch and I talked about yesterday. And Manuch asked me about the Suns and about their issues on the court and struggling to close. And I referenced the fact by saying, I thought that because they played, got beat by Boston, then jumped on the flight, went to Minneapolis, then played last night. They played a decent first half, and then in the second half, which my esteemed colleague and I talked about, the wheels fell off the wagon. And it was an important game for both teams. Why? Because Minneapolis, the T-Wolves, Minnesota Timberwolves, they're in that number 6 spot, while the Suns are at number 7 in the play-in tournament. At the time, Manuch, they were only 2 games out. Win the game last night, you're 1 game out of getting into the playoffs, and not the play-in. Did not happen, and they sucked pond water in the second half.
Yeah, if those are games that you're going to want to win, that's definitely it. Now the Suns are 3 games back of Minnesota. That's right, 3. And once again, we talk about lack of closing.
Yep.
But if you're going in the National Basketball Association with this group of starters and or players, there is no excuse for not scoring more than 18 points in the fourth quarter. Okay. I watched, defensively, the Timberwolves stepped up.
They did step up.
They stepped up. They played good. Rudy Gobert had 35 blocks on the day.
It felt like it.
Is he 7'2"-ish, 7'3"?
7'2".
He's a big dude.
He is a big dude.
But he had a couple of key blocks and, again, a couple of key rebounds by this Timberwolves team. But, 18 points. I mean, it was a relatively close game. And I felt that at any time.
Until the fourth quarter.
Yeah, until the fourth quarter. At any time that the Suns, prior to that, would have a chance to really get their groove on it and take off. Jalen Green, only 9 points. He really struggled.
Terrible shooting.
And might maybe hit the wall. You go through that.
Maybe. I'll cut him some slack just because you said that.
And the other thing, too, is Devin Booker's still hot. I mean, 34 points.
Yeah, but he was not efficient in this game.
No, he wasn't. And then as far as only had 2 turnovers, but they just looked, I don't know, it just looked out of sorts in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
I mean, defensive-wise, they just didn't seem they could get it together. And then here's Minnesota, again, hitting some key shots. Not that they set the world on fire in the fourth quarter, only 24 points.
And remember, they're playing without their best player, Anthony Edwards.
And the other thing, too, is this team on average has given up close to 112 points, 114 points on average these last 6 games. And you look at this team as far as, the losses that they're having, and it's it's a common theme that we're seeing from this Suns team. Now, hopefully that changes when Dylan the Villain gets back in there. Whether Mark Williams gets in there or not that it will make a big difference, but it'll help, is just the amount of points these guys are giving up on average. I mean, you look at the last 3 losses.
Okay.
You give up 122 to Toronto.
Yep.
120 to Boston.
Yep.
116 to Minnesota without the Ant-Man.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to go up to the...
That's the important point right there.
And so with the 4 wins in a row versus New Orleans, Charlotte, Milwaukee, and Indiana, they gave up 116. Good game against Charlotte. They only gave up 99.
Yeah.
That was a good defensive game.
It was.
But against Milwaukee, they gave up 114. Indiana, a hapless Indiana,
Yes.
108 points. And then I just mentioned the last 3 losses in a row, what they've given up. That's a problem if you don't have all hands on deck. And Grayson Allen, as we mentioned yesterday, did not play.
Correct.
That hurt. Nice to see Gillespie get off the schneid and contribute last night.
But he contributed early, but not late. And the same can be said for other players. They contributed early, thus putting up 60-plus points in the first half. And then their legs got tired, and they went to hell in a handbasket.
Yeah, and the other thing, too, is when you look at a bench that really only scores 25 points, that's not going to help you if you're trying to get other guys in the fold. Now, I will say this.
Okay.
That Iguodala had probably his best night as a pro.
That's fair.
As a starter.
As a starter.
16 points. He had the 10 rebounds. Very active. It seems as though they made a concerted effort to get him to the ball down low in that last night's game. They wanted to get him more involved. And I think that wasn't by accident. It was on purpose as they're coming down with, 13 games to go, to get him more involved, get him more active as they get themselves ready. What it looks like right now, if they can't get this thing turned around and go on like maybe win 10 out of the next 12, 10 out of the next 13.
That's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen probably in the play. And so I did like that. I liked they're made a more of a concerted effort. With Iguodala, Booker did his thing. Gillespie, 12 points. But then again, and you missed 6 free throws that were key free throws. They really didn't bode well for this team.
Manuch, things do not get any easier. They do not play today, but tomorrow they are in San Antonio to play the Spurs. What are the Spurs doing? They're trying to chase down OKC to be the top team in the West. Do you think the Spurs are going to have any mercy on the Phoenix Suns or not?
No, because, again, at this point, it's all about the seeding, right?
That's correct.
So we're talking about the seeding. We're talking about how they want to make sure that they're, again, when you look at this team and how well that they're playing, and they're really only, it's kind of interesting, they're only 3 games back of OKC as far as first place is concerned. Now, they probably feel pretty comfortable in reference to being in that spot. It's the Lakers that are definitely on a roll.
They're rolling. They've won 6 or 7 now in a row.
But when you watch the San Antonio team, and I had a chance to watch them the other night a little bit, they've won 3 the last 3 in a row. 2, 4, 6, 8. They've won 8 out of the last 9.
Wow.
And Wembanyama's feeling it. He's been the leading scorer in 6 of those 9 games.
Okay.
So you're right. They're not going to have any mercy. They want to come out and stay sharp, stay contiguous to what they're doing. So this is going to be talk about a tall task.
Yes.
For this Suns team. I would only hope that Grayson Allen would play, and hopefully that Dylan Brooks gets back hopefully by midweek next week.
They miss him and Mark Williams tremendously. The World Baseball Classic last night. Look, the Suns game got so bad in the fourth quarter, I was watching more baseball than I was watching the end of the Suns game because the outcome was predetermined. Felt like I was watching pro wrestling. The outcome is predetermined. At any rate, Manuch, people went nuts on X saying, well, the USA, they didn't have all of their best players, and they're still no, you lost. You lost to Venezuela. They beat you at your own game. Long ball. They got 2 big dingers last night. And then one of our favorite players, Gino Suarez, with the big double in the gap, which pushes across the go-ahead run, turns out to be the winning run. And what did we say yesterday about the starting pitcher who last year probably tipping the scales at about 270, and now when I looked at him, I said, is that Montgomery? I had to do a double take, Manuch.
Not Montgomery, Rodriguez.
Rodriguez,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Yeah,
Eduardo Rodriguez.
Yes, Rodriguez.
He more spelt leaned out.
Was.
Eduardo Rodriguez. He went 4 1/3, and we figured he'd probably go anywhere from 4 to 5 innings.
Yeah.
He went 4 1/3. He had a masterful game.
He did.
4 Ks. He kept the ball down and threw a 3-hitter at this lineup. And I'm like, there's no excuse for this team not to win this game. Now, Erod, as I've mentioned, he's good for about 4 or 5 innings, right?
That's correct.
It's too bad he didn't go another couple of innings because they would have had a chance to light him up at that time. But he kept the ball down. But this lineup with Erod, pitching, and then you had Bizzardo come in and Buto. I mean, you'll give up 3 hits.
That's it.
Now, I commend Venezuela. I really do.
Oh, absolutely.
They're pitching. They kept the ball down. Bryce Harper finally got off the schneid, had the home run, 2-run homer. He had the other hit. But everybody else, I mean, look at Judge. I mean, what do you have? 3 strikeouts?
Yes.
Was it 3 Ks he had?
Yeah.
And you kind of look at it from there, and Schwarber was over. I go down this lineup, and the only other guy got the hit was Terang. And you saw the 2 hits by Harper. Those are the only 2 individuals.
That's it.
Out of this starting lineup. We went through the lineup yesterday.
Yeah.
And I would have thought that Raleigh might have got an at-bat there at some point, maybe in that last inning. But give Venezuela credit. They took it to our guys, kept the ball down, had them off balance the entire game.
They did.
And I really think you got to tip your hat. But I feel, no excuse with the lineup that this team had to go ahead and win that game. And Eugenio Suarez.
There you go.
With the base-winning knock to win that game 3-2.
Wouldn't you know it would be a former Diamondback that comes in and does that.
2 former.
And then a Diamondback who pitches like lights out. Absolutely amazing.
If you're a Diamondback fan, you got to help. You got to really hope that when you watch this game that Rodriguez pitches like that the entire year.
Yeah.
He's lighter, as you mentioned, Jimmy. His control was down in a way, and really it was very tough for him to hit anything down low. And then I thought the guys got a little anxious, and they were swinging a lot of balls in those last 3 innings.
Hey, we're hanging out today here at DraftKings, the Sportsbook at TPC Scottsdale. We will be here until 4 o'clock. Of course, it is the opening weekend of the NCAA men's basketball tournament. And this is the place you want to get your wagers in. You can experience one of the best game day atmospheres in town. They have wall-to-wall televisions. They have a full bar, and they have food as well. And right now, everyone on site scores a $10 food and beverage voucher for your next visit. It is valid through the end of the tournament. That's right. End of the tournament. It's all available right here. TPC Scottsdale. We are hanging out today until 4 at DraftKings. All right, when we come back, we'll get into our replay rewind. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. ESPN 620, 98.7 FM HD2, and on the Arizona Sports app.
Mania is back at Twin Peaks, and so is the Dose Millions Bracket Challenge. Fill out your bracket at TwinPeaksBracketChallenge.com by March 19th at 9 a.m. for a shot at $2 million. The top bracket at every Twin Peaks wins a $50 gift card. Plus, grab $15 Dos Equis buckets all day Saturday and Sunday. Cold beer, wall-to-wall games, $1 million stakes. Enter now at TwinPeaksBracketChallenge.com.
Rock for RightToyota.com. At Right Toyota, they'd like you to get to know them. Their goal is to make buying your next vehicle the kind of experience that earns your recommendation to family and friends. They invite you to use all of their innovative web tools on RightToyota.com. So if you're looking for a new or pre-owned Toyota, head to their interactive website at RightToyota.com. The right price, the right selection, all at RightToyota.com.
When tragedy strikes, the impact is immediate and devastating. That's when the 100 Club of Arizona steps in, providing financial assistance, guidance, and emotional support to the families of public safety officers injured or killed in the line of duty. They also invest in mental health resources, injury prevention, and scholarships for the children of first responders. Every day, Arizona's public safety professionals put their lives on the line. The 100 Club of Arizona has their back. Learn more at 100club.org.
Bigger fields, bigger events, bigger experiences. Arizona Athletic Grounds. Arizona Athletic Grounds is a 275-acre sports and entertainment destination for athletes, fans, and families. Located in Mesa, AAG is one of the largest multi-sport complexes in the country, with over 475,000 square feet indoors and more than 150 fields and courts. From tournaments to training to cheer, dance, concerts, and corporate events, the grounds does it all. Learn more at azgrounds.com.
Need to feed a crowd? Let Venencia's bring the flavor to your next event. We know you have a lot of options when feeding a large group. Ordering directly from Venencia's means you get the best service and the absolute best pricing. There's no per-person fee. Just tell us how many people you need to feed, and we'll come up with a perfect plan to ensure everyone's well-fed and happy. Grad party, office celebration, family reunion. Invite Venencia's to the table. Text catering to 411-24/7. That's catering to 411-247 or Venencias.com.
You applied to Grand Canyon University because you want somewhere fun and affordable, where hands-on classes and access to industry pros can help you build skills employers need, with the opportunity to graduate in less than 4 years. You want to feel seen, loved, called to more, to know you found your purpose. Make yourself the main character. Begin your story. Find your purpose at GCU. Visit gcu.edu.
Now, it's time for our Replay Rewind. The top sounds of the night and whatever Roc decides to add. Let's get to it in Replay Rewind with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on ESPN 620 and on FM at 98.7 HD-2.
Manuch, are you a boot scoot bogey kind of guy?
I was for many, many years.
Were you really?
I loved my boots that I had were
Yeah.
some of the most comfortable shoes I had for many, many years. Yeah, we used to get out and do a little boot scoot once in a while back in the day.
Back in the day?
Gave my boots to my son. He loves my ostrich, my snake skin.
I have snake skin.
Yeah, they didn't ever went down the crocodile route or whatever, but loved my boots. Some of the most comfortable shoes I ever had.
All right, here we go, everybody. We're hanging out today at DraftKings. That's where you can find us, TPC Scottsdale. Everybody who's here, they are just waiting for you to come in and make your wagers as we get ready for the beginning of the NCAA basketball tournament. Time now for our Replay Rewind. Last night, a lot of the conversation, of course, about the Suns game and how they looked in the first half, and then, how they looked in the second half. Devin Booker did his best, however, to try to keep the Suns in it, evidenced by this play.
Here comes Goodwin into the forecourt. He's got Kyle Anderson defending him, and now Booker driving on McDaniels, forces up a shot, got another one to go, and another foul to do Sam the damage for D-Book.
All right, so thank you, by the way, to Arizona Sports for all these highlights. Manuch, they were playing solid basketball in the first half, and then the wheels started to unravel. The T-Wolves turned their defense up a notch, and it was a notch that the Suns could not match in the second.
And again, Jimmy, they gave up over 60 points and a half.
They did.
That is just a recipe for disaster on a night in or night out basis when you look at this Suns team. And those are some of the things that they're going to have to cure. And I think that Coach Ott really feels that they're really going to have to get that situated. I mean, as I mentioned a little bit earlier, that was kind of the bell cow for this Suns team early on in the year.
Was that defensive stand?
Yeah, defensive stands, getting back. Coverage, the switches. But I think this is probably, when you look at this Suns team and you kind of, take a good hard depth, good look at this, and you wonder, well, when you look at these last, 3 losses in a row, even with the 4 wins in a row they had, Jimmy,
right?
The amount of points they give up per half. And then, you just can't sustain that when you have 2 of your big shooters out.
not a recipe for victory.
What is it when you got Grayson Allen out
Yep.
and Dylan Brooks out, and then
Yep.
your big fella Mark Williams? I don't care how strong your bench is or how your starters are, because Royce O'Neal, he's either on again or off again. He's not going to be a consistent 12 to 15-point guy per game. So you just cannot continue to give up 60 points a half on a regular basis, game in and game out.
So Booker, once again, trying to have a game. He wasn't as efficient last night as he has been in other games, despite the fact that he did put a lot of points on the scoreboard. Here he is again.
Goody holding, looking, still waiting. Finally gets to Oso on the right wing. He takes a couple dribbles, turns to his right and hands to Booker, penetrates with 8 to shoot all the way to the rim. The running left-hander's up and in off the window. How about that banker for Devin Booker? He's got 26.
All right, Manuch, check his stat there. How many times did he go to the free throw line last night?
He went 14 times, 11
Okay.
for 14.
Okay. So that is better than what he has been getting. And when we get Tim Kempton on, he's coming up in about 10 minutes from right now. I want to ask why Book does not get the respect of so-called star players.
It is what it is, Jimmy. I think that's old news. It's just not going to be happening. I think we talked about that.
I know we have.
I think we just
Jeez.
let that dog lie, move on. You know, he's probably
Well, he has
talking about.
because he's barking like crazy.
No,
now.
I listened to him last night. Matter of fact, we'll talk to Tim. He had a little bit of a coming to Jesus meeting with himself about the officials and
Okay.
about that. We just know it's not going to happen.
Yeah,
Let's
that's right.
just leave that one alone. And I don't know why.
Yep.
Nobody can figure it out.
I know.
But he's just not going to get those calls.
amazing.
Unlike Jaylen Brown goes to the line 21 times
Yeah.
a couple weeks ago. So I think that's just old news. We just move on from that.
The guy who was the star last night for the Minnesota Timberwolves, you're going to listen to this one right here.
10:08 left to play, and it's the Timberwolves by 10, 96-86, as Anderson fumbles it, bringing it up the floor, but finds Reed left wing. He gives it to Randall on the baseline, spins on Fleming, and gets the jam in traffic, panic, and the foul on the Suns. The Wolves continue their run and are ahead by 12. Randall will try to make it 13 at the line.
Julius Randle put on a show last night. Remember, we told you yesterday, no Anthony Edwards, the far and away their best player, Manuch, and they still found a way with Julius Randle leading the way to pull away from the Suns in the second half. All right, here's the head coach, Jordan Hod, after the game.
Give them credit. We know their defensive stats coming in tonight. The last handful of games, they know them better. They've historically been some of the greatest, best defensive teams in the league. I think they tapped in a piece of that identity. At least it felt like that in the second half. Give them credit. I thought they were fantastic defensively.
So and that's what we opened the show with, talking about the defense, particularly in the second half for Minnesota.
And then trying to go to the paint, Gobert had it covered.
Yeah.
I mean, there was nothing going to happen down there. I mean, when you see Jalen Green try to go in for the slam dunk and Gobert meet him at the top of the rim, just hammered him. But I think Rudy Gobert, as far as any kind of driving down low, really negated any effort for them to come down inside the paint, pretty much guarded that rim all in that fourth quarter.
World Baseball Classic, the championship game last night. Look, it's exhibition baseball. It is meaningless in the grand scheme of things. However, don't say that to the players. Venezuela ends up winning over the USA 3-2 last night. And let's just pick it up right here with one of the solo shots by Venezuela.
Themselves. Here's a drive to center field off of the bat of Abreu. William Abreu hits it up.
Thank you to Fox for the highlight there. And Venezuela is rolling. However, Bryce Harper, who had 2 hits in the game, ends up late in the 8th inning, tying the game right here.
Harper sends a fly ball to deep center field. Better late than never. Bryce Harper has tied the championship.
Man, the atmosphere in that stadium was just absolutely fantastic. We get to the top of the 9th inning. How do you pronounce his name correctly, Manuch?
Eugenio Suarez.
There you go.
Or Gino Suarez.
That's Gino
Left
Suarez.
center field headed for the gap, and Venezuela has retaken the lead. Eugenio Suarez just
Diamondbacks still miss him. Fans miss him. He was a terrific player while he was here, and also a terrific guy in the community as well. Here is the final out right here. Thank you to Fox for all of the highlights. Venezuela wins the game 3-2, and they are the champions of the World Baseball Classic. Our replay rewind presented today by Lerner and Rowe. Interact, need a check, just make one call. 602-977-1900. Always online at lernerandrowe.com. Just make one call. That's all. Lerner and Rowe, 602-977-1900. Well, the Suns now have dropped 3 in a row. We're going to have Tim Kempton on Suns radio analyst in just a couple of minutes. But right now, let's get you to an ESPN 620 Sports Center update. And here is Laz.
It's now time for your Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B's ESPN 620 Sports Center update. I'm Matt Lazarus. The Arizona Diamondbacks are back home at Salt River Fields, taking on the Chicago Cubs in a spring training matchup. Merrill Kelly got the start for Arizona with the first pitch at 1:10 this afternoon, and we'll keep you updated with scores as that one rolls along. And on the hardwood, the Phoenix Suns continue to leak oil. They've now dropped 3 straight after a 116-104 loss to the Minnesota Timberwolves on this lengthy road trip, and it doesn't get any easier as Phoenix now heads to San Antonio for a matchup with one of the league's best in the Spurs. Experience the best game day atmosphere in town at DraftKings Sportsbook at TPC Scottsdale. We're live on site until 4 with wall-to-wall tournament action. Plus, if any first-round game ends on a buzzer beater, everyone here scores a $10 voucher. Don't miss the madness. We'll see you at TPC Scottsdale. Tim Kempton will join the guys next.
Nobody does happy hour like Twin Peaks. Nobody. Whatever you're craving, we've got it. Tequila cocktails, premium bourbon pours, and top shelf spirits served over ice balls that hit just right. Local craft beers and handcrafted whiskey cocktails, yep, all here. And with 5 Valley locations. And don't forget the teeth-chattering 29-degree drafts we're famous for. Pair it all with scratch kitchen bites that actually satisfy. From shareables to hearty favorites. When it comes to happy hour, Twin Peaks doesn't play. Twin Peaks eats, drinks, scenic views.
Join the team at All City Towing, Arizona's largest towing company and leader in roadside service. We're hiring dispatchers, call takers, lot attendants, drivers, and customer service pros ready to grow with us. You'll enjoy state-of-the-art equipment, consistent schedules, full health benefits, a strong 401k match, employer life insurance, and a monthly fuel allowance. Take your career to the next level. Apply today at allcitytowing.com. All City Towing, where your future is always moving forward.
Swing into Vans Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf for Titleist limited time loyalty reward and promotion. When you special order any 3 Titleist Pro V1, Pro V1X, or Pro V1X left dash or AVX dozen golf ball, you'll get another dozen free. Golf with more speed and short game control than ever before with the #1 ball in golf. Vans Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf, trusted by golfers since 1963 and home to the legendary 90-day 100% satisfaction guarantee. Get there.
Now open in North Scottsdale. It's the Orangedale Lounge. ODs, right off Thompson Peak and Bell, next to Bash's. Your new favorite dive bar has arrived. Cold drafts, chill vibes, always affordable prices, and the OD Mug Club, a one-of-a-kind membership you won't find anywhere else. No frills, just great people, ice-cold drinks, and a bar that feels like it's always been there. Follow at OD Scottsdale and get the scoop at orangedalelounge.com. Orangedale Lounge. Dive in and drink up.
Hey, it's Gambo. Men over 40, this matters. If you're working just as hard as you always have, but your body isn't giving you the same return, less energy, slower metabolism, weight that won't move, that's not about discipline, it's biology. After 40, things change. The same habits don't get the same results. Most guys just push harder, more caffeine, eat less, try to outwork it. But willpower isn't the problem, support is. That's why I like M-Drive, Boost, and Burn. It's built specifically for men over 40. Steady energy and metabolism support without extremes. No hype, just real support for real life. M-Drive Boost and Burn is now the #1 men's health supplement at Sprouts, and Sprouts is one of the strictest specialty retailers in the country. If you're over 40, don't ignore it. Go to mdriveformen.com and use code GAMBO for 20% off your first purchase. That's Gambo at mdriveformen.com. mDrive, for men who still show up.
Now back to Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B live from DraftKings at TPC Scottsdale, the area's best kept secret for sports entertainment. DraftKings at TPC Scottsdale.
I mean, we just have to learn how to win together. You know, this is a first-year group that dealt with injuries and not much time to, you know, go through these stretches earlier in the season together and figure out what's worked. So, you know, it's obviously an important stretch, but, you know, we have something to learn from. There's still time left in the season. Yeah.
That is Devin Booker following the loss last night to the Minnesota Timberwolves, which brings us to our next guest. Tim Kempton, he was there. He saw it. He talked about it, and he's going to talk about it with Roc and Manuch and Jimmy B right now. You can follow him on X at SunsTK.
Hey, Tim, before we get going, I had a chance to hear the Open yesterday, and your epiphany with the officials. Say it ain't so, Tim. I love the feeling. I love the passion, but did you have an epiphany or something the last few days with the officiating? What made you come to that conclusion of giving a kumbaya to the officials, for crying out loud?
Well, I don't think it's a kumbaya to the officials. It's just more about me and the Phoenix Suns fans and not being so negative about it. Listen, you can only control what you control in your life, and I can't control the officials, but I can control what I say, and I control my opinions to our fans. And listen, they don't want to listen to me complaining about them. They want to know about the game, what the players are doing, how the coaches are doing, and how they're handling the game as it's called. Listen, the NBA has its own agenda. Everybody knows that, and you're not going to change it. So why should I be so up in arms about it if I can't control it?
I will say this, though. I think you're a great soundboard to the frustration the fans go for. And for me personally, to hear you or somebody call them out for stuff that when you look at it and they call it the other way, I get it. I just love the passion. I think that the fans love that too. And I just think that it's needed in today's sport. So if you feel that way, but I love the passion. I love the way that you bring it across.
Well, thank you. And I think it'll still be there. I just don't want to harp on it as much. Like I said, I'll still, have my opinion on the call because, as you said, we're sitting there with these 4K views just like they are. And the frustration when they tell us something happened or didn't happen, and I'm looking at it and I'm seeing it with my own two eyes, is very frustrating.
Tim Kempton is our guest on the right Toyota guest line. Timmy, to the game last night. They were in it the first half. Second half, things started to unravel. Minnesota turned up the defensive energy a little bit. Suns could not match. I really felt that even with a shortened roster, which the Suns have, with guys being out, I thought they had a decent shot to win that game last night with Anthony Edwards out, but it didn't turn out that way. What did you see?
Yeah, the game started well for him, scoring 39 points. But as you said, I think it was a little bit of everything. The physicality of Minnesota definitely had an effect on the game. I think, listen, it is what it is. It's not an excuse. It's just part of NBA basketball, getting caught, on a back-to-back from Boston, after 10, 11 days on the road. I think that caught up with them, because guys have, as you mentioned, Jordan Ott has had to massage his lineup a little bit, and some guys have been playing big minutes. So I think some weary legs got involved. Hopefully, with the day off today, we literally just landed. I'm sitting on the bus right in front of the plane here. So hopefully they can kind of rest, get some treatment, get some energy back in their legs for the game tomorrow night. But combination of a bunch of things. Yeah, they got cold there for a little bit. The shooting percentage went way down, even on open looks. So I think it's just a combination of a lot of things at this point.
Tim, when you looked at Jim and I talked about this a little earlier about Oso Ighodaro. I thought this was probably his best game as a starter. 16 points, the 10 rebounds, the 4 assists, plus the 3 steals he had. And not only that, you mix in the eight offensive rebound. Is he seeing the game better? Are they incorporating him more? Why the big stretch here yesterday of these last couple games for Oso?
Well, I think first and foremost, the confidence of being on the floor. You know, he before he just, you could see it. He'd be at the top of the key. He'd go, okay, this is what I'm supposed to do. This is what I'm going to do. Now he's understanding, you know, bigs don't want to play him from the free throw line down because they have a lot of action going on the sideline, you know, once they do hit him in the middle of the floor. So there's no help. So he has that one-on-one ability. He's got quickness. He's got ball handling that bigs usually don't have to defend. So I think he's getting very used to seeing the floor now, understanding what's available on the offense half court, and then just using his natural ability, his length, his quickness, and his athleticism to track the ball.
And not only that, the only other thing I could say is his ball handling skills. He had the 4 turnovers. Again, is that just him seeing the floor better, or just getting acclimated with the guys as a starter versus coming off the bench?
Well, yeah, you know, when you listen, he handles the ball a lot when he's on the floor, right. and sometimes they do. Yeah, I mean, you try to make a play, and you look at it in hindsight and on film, it's like, you shouldn't have made that play. You know, he gets, you know, someone attacks him, sneaks off, and gets him from the weak side when he's dribbling against the big. So, yeah, I have no problem with the aggressive turnovers, and his play in the middle has been really, really good.
Tim, Ryan Dunn minutes have dwindled because of other players performing a little bit better than him. He did play in last night's game. I thought he was aggressive going to the basket. Is he in a situation right now where he has got to find a way to win back minutes on the court?
Well, yeah, everybody, you know, the blessing of this team for the coaching staff is that they're so deep. They've got a lot of depth and guys that we responded. You know, you even throw Amir Coffey and Hayward Highsmith in there now that they've joined the team, and you're looking at all those guys, 6'7", 6'8", and then you throw in Rashir and how well he's played. So, yeah, when you go out there, you have to be positive, you have to be aggressive, and you have to make the most of your minutes. I mean, it's just straight competition in this lineup, in this roster, the way it's put together now. So, first and foremost, just relax. Go out there, play to your abilities. You see someone else doing something, well, that's what they do. You go out there and play to your strengths. And listen, it's still early in his career. He's very talented. He's got a lot to offer, and I think he's just going to continue to get better.
All right, so you're sitting there waiting for everybody to head to the hotel, and when we say he's sitting there, he's in beautiful San Antonio. Is there a Riverwalk thing that's going to take place later tonight with you? And secondly, the Spurs are rolling. They are chasing OKC to try to be the top team in the West. Things do not get any easier for the Suns tomorrow night.
Well, let's start with the first thing. Riverwalk? A Riverwalk? That you call that a river in San Antonio?
Hey, they refurbished it, Tim.
It's really nice.
It's refurbished.
They clean that open sewer up once a year. That they do. You're exactly right. But no, getting to San Antonio, they're playing very well. A lot of confidence. Victor Wembanyama is just something that no one else has. He's different. He's unique. He's very talented. He's getting better, and all those other guys play off him that well. So it will take an effort. But you look at the Suns; they played them well already. They have two victories against them already in the season. So sometimes it's just matchups that work better, and on some teams, you know, you struggle with. So hopefully, it's more struggles for the San Antonio Spurs against the Suns tomorrow night.
Tim, you watch so much basketball. I've seen so many young guys come up over the years, and you watch them grow. You talk about Wembanyama, leading scorer in 7 of the last 10 games for them. Where has he grown as far as a basketball player is concerned for San Antonio?
Well, I think it's on the perimeter. You know, it's, you know, you expect a guy that back in the day, I'm going to say, just put him down on the block and go to work. But his mobility and his ball handling for a guy that big, understanding spacing, understanding when he can attack, and also the development of his 3-point shot. Listen, he'll get any shot he wants because you can't bother him. His release point is so high that whatever shot he takes, it's just a matter is he on balance? Is his form there? Is it something that he's had enough repetitions to be successful at? Because it's very, very difficult as a defender to bother him and change the shot as a defender. So, it's just been a little bit of everything. His understanding, his strength, his maturity, everything mentally has really grown in the game.
And since De'Aaron Fox came over last year, how much more has this offense flourished with him at the point?
Well, just one of the preeminent point guards in today's day and age is his quickness, putting pressure on defense, getting up the floor. But don't forget, they've got some other youngsters over there that are pretty darn talented as well. But yeah, De'Aaron Fox was a nice addition.
So as you look at the West, aside from San Antonio and OKC, in your estimation, is there another team that could spoil those two? And is that team Denver, or are they still a ways away?
Well, as long as you have Jokic, and if they get healthy, Denver's, always got a chance. They know how to win in the postseason. They do very well in the half court sets, and Jokic runs that team. So, you got an MVP there. You've got playoff pedigree and championships. So Denver's in it until you knock them out.
Timmy, thank you, pal. You have a good time. Riverwalk tonight. I'll meet you there.
Yeah, it's all yours.
See ya.
Thanks, Tim.
Take care, guys.
That's Tim Kempton, everybody. Not a big Riverwalk.
I like the Riverwalk.
I
like the restaurants down there.
Yeah.
My wife is from San Antonio. So anytime we go back and visit when her mom used to live there, we go do the Riverwalk. We were there after they cleaned it up or refurbished it, whatever you want to call it. There are some outstanding restaurants along the Riverwalk. I think he was kind of saying that tongue in cheek.
Oh, he was.
But some of the best Mexican food. And then the hotels are right on top of the Riverwalk.
Yeah.
You got the tours. By the way, the Alamo, if you've never been to the Alamo, folks, it is smaller than you would ever thought.
You will not believe how 182 people could hold off 5,000 in the Mexican army.
Well, for a little bit they did.
For 13 days.
Yeah.
13 days.
Until literally the roof caved in.
Well, yes.
But you go there and you go downtown and you go, wow, that's the Alamo. I expected some kind of a castle because to your point, the way they held off the Mexican army before all hell broke loose, so to speak.
Yeah.
And but it's a very I call it quaint town.
It is.
It really is. They got a lot of the Mexican heritage, the food,
It's
all
great.
the above. It's a great town to visit.
Yep, I've been there for several Final Fours and, of course, doing NBA games. So every time we would go, I'd always go in at least a day early so you could go downtown.
Great food
that night. I'm with
downtown.
you. Yeah,
all the above.
Yep. Hey, yesterday, guess where we were? We were at Biggs American Bar and Grill in Peoria. We had a great time. The place was slammed with St. Patty's Day people. And, of course, people from the baseball game right across the street. It was the Mariners and Padres. We had a lot of fun out there. So if indeed you're in that Peoria area, you need to go to Biggs American Bar and Grill. It's got great food, cold drinks, wall-to-wall TVs, and it is one of the best viewing spots in the valley. It's right in the P83 district, and as I referenced, the Peoria Sports Complex right across the street. It's perfect. We love going there. It's Biggs American Bar and Grill. All right, we're coming right back, everybody. Don't go anywhere. We've got On This Day and some football at 50. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, ESPN 620.
Game on Peoria. When it's time to eat big, drink cold, and watch every play, make it Biggs American Bar and Grill in the P83 district. Biggs is serving up huge portions of your favorites. Burgers, wings, nachos, plus a full bar and TVs everywhere you look. And don't miss happy hour Monday through Thursday, 3 to 6:30 p.m. with $2 off well drinks and $2 off domestic drafts, plus daily specials all week long. Bring your friends, grab a seat on the patio, and settle in for the game. Biggs American Bar and Grill, where Peoria comes to play, eat, and watch.
Phoenix, if you need a plumber, call the team that does it the right way. Victory Plumbing Arizona. It's particular plumbing for particular people with upfront pricing before the work starts. So there's no surprises when the job's done. And here's a deal just for listeners. Tell them you heard Victory Plumbing on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, and they'll waive the service charge. For leaks, clogs, water heaters, or anything plumbing, book today at victoryplumbingarizona.com. ROC number 268603.
Here's what's different about GCU. It's one of the country's biggest universities with over 360 programs shaped by industry leaders. GCU's campus ranks among the top in the nation. Most of all, GCU cares about affordability. The average federal and private loan debt for GCU undergrads is lower than the average for private nonprofit four-year universities. Find your purpose at GCU. Visit gcu.edu.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I'm Kevin Rowe from Learn and Row, and we've been serving Arizona's for 20 years. Make the best choice during an accident. Call 977-1900. That's 977-1900.
Learn and Row. It's the way to go. 977-1900.
Let me remind you, Thursdays are where the weekend starts at Twin Peaks Restaurant. Grab an ice-cold Bud Light or a refreshing Michelob Ultra and catch wall-to-wall sports on massive TVs everywhere you look. Big games, cold beer, made from scratch food. Start your weekend early with Bud Light and Michelob Ultra. Thursdays at Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, and scenic views.
Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B are now here on Phoenix's home for the worldwide leader in sports, ESPN Radio. Tune in weekdays from 1 to 4 on 620 AM, 98.7 HD-2, or online at arizonasports.com. Plus, check out their show page at rocandmanuch.com for past shows and promotion. That's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, now heard on ESPN 620. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B want to take you back. A quick reflection on some of the more memorable moments in sports and pop culture. Now, time for your Right Toyota on this day report. Right Toyota, right on the corner, right on the price. Right Toyota in Scottsdale.
Hey, everybody, welcome back. We're hanging out today, TPC Scottsdale at DraftKings. People have been coming in while we've been broadcasting the show. We'll be here until 4, by the way. And placing their wagers. And you can use the kiosk machines or just walk right up to the Sportsbook desk and do it old-fashioned style. Talk to a friendly face and then place your bet. Once again, we're at TPC Scottsdale here at DraftKings. Manuch Little on this day.
All right, on this day back in 1991, Iron Mike Tyson beats Razor Ruddock in the 7th round. I don't remember Razor.
Oh, yeah, he was a very good heavyweight, and a lot of people thought at that time that if there was a guy who was going to beat Tyson, it would be Razor Ruddock, but it didn't happen.
This one kind of missed me. I thought this would have happened prior to 1991. That's when Philadelphia 76ers retired Wilt Chamberlain's number 13 jersey. It took them to 1991 to finally retire.
Yeah.
Were they a little upset he left for L.A.?
Yes.
You think that was the deal?
I'm pretty sure that was.
You got to be kidding me.
They had it in for him because he left for Los Angeles, and they finally did it. Finally, the greatest player in NBA history had his jersey retired.
Yeah, right below Michael Jordan.
No.
1991. You're not going to win the argument,
Yes,
Jimmy.
I will.
Yeah. 1991, Reggie Miller of the Pacers ends the NBA free throw streak at 52 games.
That's amazing.
Because I remember that. I remember when Steve Nash was chasing that. I think his ended at like 46. Can you imagine that? 52 games, nothing but net. Nothing but net. So that's a little bit on this day for you, Jimmy.
I like it, pal, as always. Hey, Football at 50 is coming up right now, and it is presented by our new partnership with Victory Plumbing Arizona. Look, do you need a plumber? Well, call the team that does it right. It's Victory Plumbing. They offer upfront pricing before the work even begins, so there are no surprises later. Once again, it is Victory Plumbing Arizona. By the way, if you mention Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, they will waive the service charge. Did you hear me? Hello? They will waive the service charge if indeed you say, hey, I heard it on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. All you got to do is just go online, victoryplumbingarizona.com. That's victoryplumbingarizona.com. Manuch, what do you got?
Well, you know, you have the benefits when you win a national title, right?
Yes.
Well, Curt Cignetti, the Indiana head football coach, is basically going to be the honorary pace car at the Indianapolis 500. He's going to drive the bad boy.
That's awesome.
Okay, so what's usually the speed of the pace car? It's a great trivia question.
I'm going to say that it's probably around 75 miles an hour.
It's they usually top it off no more than about 90 miles an hour.
Okay.
But they want to make sure you can handle the curves
Yes.
at 90 miles an hour. Now, Cignetti's going to drive a Chevrolet Corvette ZR1X.
Woo!
Yeah, the ZR1X.
Yeah.
Touted as the most advanced Corvette ever made.
I'd look good in it.
And that's going to be the greatest spectacle in racing. That's going to be on May 24th, folks.
I can't wait.
So Curt Cignetti, the head coach of Indiana, driving the honorary pace car. If you didn't see this, Andy Dalton is going to be going to the Eagles from the Panthers in exchange for 2027 7th-round pick, according to Adam Schefter. So he's basically going to be the backup. Sam Howell, who is the backup, has gone to free agency to the Cowboys.
Yep.
And then, so now, right now, all you have is Jalen Hurts and Tanner McKee. I believe McKee was at Stanford, but Andy Dalton will be that great insurance policy. The, what do they call him? The
Red Rifle?
The Red Rifle.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a good move.
Look, Manuch, I feel bad for you, my brother. You know I do.
What would I do with all the money nowadays?
You missed your calling. A backup QB, a clipboard holder makes $5 million.
You know what? About 3, give or take. But, you know, this is one of those instances where Andy, you know, he stays in good shape. He'll manage a game for you. Probably not going to win a game for you. Throws the ball very well. But I will say this about Jalen Hurts. He has got to get his game back on track. I will say this. He does not. Last year, I don't think he read defenses very well.
Okay.
It seemed like he'd go to one read, maybe 2, and then take off. So watching him last year, they've got to get him back on track, give him more of a quicker pace offense, get the ball out. But when he dropped back and had to make more than 1 or 2 reads, that's where he struggled. Maybe Andy Dalton can help him out. But Eagle fans, I think you're in good hands with a good backup quarterback. Devon Auchin, how you say it now? As basically, he's still going to be part of Auchin. Thank you. How do you say that, Laz? How do you say his last name? Auchin. That's a big part of the show.
Devon Achan.
It's Achan.
Devon
I've heard
Achan.
it 25 different ways. So Achan is going to be part of this Miami Dolphins team. And there have been rumors that he's been pretty much going to go ahead and get him moved on. But they as you've seen, overhaul the entire team.
They have.
So general manager John Eric Sullivan and Coach Hapley are looking to incorporate him even more so into this offense. But he is entering his final season of a 4-year rookie deal. So look for them to probably, I would think, extend him out or renew him fairly quickly. And then last but not least, it looks like free agent quarterback Cam Taylor-Britt is signed with the Indianapolis Colts. He's going to be basically getting back with his former defensive coordinator in Cincinnati, Lou Anarumo, He was also the DC at Cincinnati. Now, Britt, 26, he's one of the top corners in the NFL. At least that's the ranking. So I think those are one of the things that you look at teams like the Colts, teams like the Dolphins, who people say are rebuilding. You're going to keep Auchain there. You get Britt going to this Colts team. And I think if it's very interesting, follow the coordinators. Therein lies whether you're an offensive guy or defensive guy with that former team. That's where you'll probably end up.
There it is, a little football at 50. Manuch, I don't know if you saw this or not, but last night you know who Caruso is, who plays for OKC. He's on the court, and his shoe flies off. So he runs over, and the game is still going on. He runs over, picks up his shoe. The guy is driving to the basket, and he takes his shoe and bats the ball out of the air.
I saw that last night.
Did you see that? I've never seen that before. It was really funny. Now, he gets a technical for that, obviously, because you can't do it. But it still was something that, you say you go to the NBA game, oh, I've seen everything. I bet you haven't seen a guy blocking a shot with his shoe.
By the way, last week I saw NBA game, somebody scored. So after he scored, you get the inbounds pass, right?
Yeah.
So after he scored, he ran, he knocked the ball out of the player's hand while he was inbounding it. That's a technical. Can't do it.
That's right.
Delay a game, technical.
Yeah.
That's the second time something like that's happened. So there you go. A little football 50, Roc and Manuch and Jimmy.
There you go. Hour number 2 is coming up when we return. Top stories. We also have the campus quickies for you, and we will continue on all the way until 4 o'clock. We're here at DraftKings, TPC Scottsdale, until 4. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, ESPN 620, 98.7 FM HD2, and on the Arizona Sports app.
We just want to have enough money for retirement.
And travel to visit our grandchildren.
I understand. That's why at Fisher Investments, we start by getting to know each other so I can learn about your family, lifestyle, goals, and needs, allowing us to tailor your portfolio.
What about commission-based products?
We don't sell those. We're a fiduciary, obligated to act in your best interest.
So how do your management fees work?
We have a simple management fee based on the value of your portfolio. So we do better when you do better.
We appreciate that kind of transparency.
We also check in with you regularly to keep you up to date on the markets and your portfolio.
Well, what other services do you offer?
As a client, you have access to resources on investing, financial planning, estate planning, Social Security, Medicare, and more.
Wow. Sounds like Fisher Investments has everything we need.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Get in the zone, AutoZone. Annie's first oil change wasn't as hard as she thought because she went to AutoZone, where a friendly AutoZoner helped her find the right oil and save on an oil filter. He explained the job and showed her free how-tos on AutoZone.com. When she was done, AutoZone recycled her old oil for free. No hassles, just help. Everything you need, nothing you don't. Get in the zone, AutoZone. Restrictions apply.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You need someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now you can meet them fast on ZipRecruiter.
Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
Have you ever been to Rodizio Grill? Let me tempt you. Start your Rodizio experience with our hot, unlimited appetizers. Indulge on our award-winning gourmet salad bar with over 35 items. Then, 16 delicious, sizzling rotisserie grilled meats and grilled items like our tender top sirloin and Rodizio's signature glazed pineapple, as much as you'd like.
Rodizio Grill, the Brazilian steakhouse.
Located in Mesa, North Scottsdale.
The road to the championship ends Monday, April 6th, and the place to watch it is DraftKings at TPC Scottsdale with Roc and Manuch and Jimmy B on ESPN 620. Join us from 1 till 4 p.m. as we break down the matchup, the betting angles, and everything you need before tip-off of the big championship game. Cold drinks, big screens, and the best sports crowd in the Valley. Come hang with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Live Monday at DraftKings at TPC Scottsdale. The championship game deserves a championship setting.
KTAR AM Phoenix, Arizona's home for the worldwide leader in sports. He's ESPN 620. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B are back. Coming to you from DraftKings Sportsbook at TPC Scottsdale, where you can watch every game, feel every play, and be right in the middle of the action.
All right, everybody, we're hanging out today. DraftKings is where you can find us. We're always here until 4 o'clock. Manuch will sign autographs, kiss babies, and it won't cost you a dime. Now, how do you make any money when you don't charge people for that?
You know what? I'm waiting to win that lottery. Waiting to win that Powerball. Yeah, there's a lot of folks coming, and I get into what you talk about a small world.
You have to tell this. Now, let me just say this before he tells this, okay? Manuch and I have worked together along with Roc for 6-7 years, maybe.
Me and Roc could be 22. You 6 or 7.
Yeah. And so today, every place, I should say this, every place we go, Manuch always knows somebody. It never fails. Somebody from his past. However, today was totally different, and I'll let him explain why.
Yeah, this is really interesting. Alexa Coronado, who helps us out here at DraftKings, she's part of DraftKings. She's from Yuma, Arizona, and we're talking about Yuma and where she went to high school. And I said, well, did you know the Badgeleys, the Brits, the Blankenship's, the Montoyas, blah, 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 blah. She goes, no, she's quite a bit younger than we are. And so we're talking about Yuma, Arizona. And so lo and behold, I did mention, Kathleen Badgley, and I mentioned Gary Blankenship and blah, 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 this and that. She's not real familiar. She knows the names, the Cleary family. So I come back over, and we got Johnny Avello's gonna catch up with us here at 3 o'clock. I want to get Johnny's official title. So she gives it to us. 5 minutes later, lo and behold, a guy named Max walks up and goes, "Are you Manuch?" I said, "Yeah." He goes, "I'm Kathleen Badgley's husband." Wow. Oh, wait a second.
Wow.
Am I in an alternative universe right now?
Yes, you are.
I said, "Max, we just talked to Alexa about all the guys and gals in Yuma." He comes walking up. He didn't hear the conversation. He says, "Yeah, I'm Kathleen Badgley's husband. She's from Yuma. I'm from Pittsburgh." On and on and on and what have you. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. So maybe I should place a wager
I would
here.
just say so. I was just going to
If there was ever a day, today would be it.
This would be it at DraftKings. So it's a small world, as you guys know.
Well, look, you guys, you've lived here a long time. You know an awful lot of people.
1960, yeah.
So you know a lot of folks.
Well,
but to run into it like this from Yuma, and not one, but two.
That was incredible. 5 minutes later, her husband, Max, pops up here. But you guys got to realize, I was kind of a big deal at one time.
You were?
Well, I still am, I think, in my own mind.
Yeah.
But the stuff that happens like that, I'm like, wow. So, Alexa, thank you so much for getting the information, the Yuma connection.
Yep.
I can only imagine all the Bills fans down in Yuma for over the years. Yeah, we were there from first grade to fifth grade. So that's my Yuma, Arizona story with now 6 high schools.
It's a simulation. We're in the Truman Show today.
Yeah, we are. You were never a Yuma criminal, the high school there.
Never a Yuma criminal.
One of the greatest nicknames for a high school ever, the Criminals.
I would have went to Copa. I'd have been a Copa King.
Okay.
Yuma criminal. Cibola, I forget what Cibola is. You got the Yuma Catholic Shamrocks.
Yeah.
And then they've got a couple more that are down there. And so just a shout out to the folks down in Yuma, Arizona.
And you can hear us, by the way, on 620. Our signal is that big. All right, so the Suns last night, disappointing second half. First half was pretty solid, Manuch. Second half, the wheels started to come off the bus crashes, and without Anthony Edwards, the best player for the Minnesota Timberwolves, the Suns still could not get the job done.
Yeah, and I think that was the most disappointing part, but you forget, some of the other players that they have really stepped up, and it just seemed as though, when you watch this team come alive like that, you talked about Randall with the 32 points.
Yep.
Now, I know he's a good player.
He is.
He's a solid player.
Yep, he is.
And then McDaniels, he had a heck of a game too. But Rudy Gobert just controlled the paint. 19 rebounds, 4 blocks, 8 offensive rebounds. I swear, 7'1", 7'2". He's so huge. His arms, speaking of go-go gadget,
yeah,
must be 25 feet long.
Feels like it.
Some of the tip-ins he had and some of the offensive rebounds he grabbed, he just kind of laid it in. I mean, it reminded me of Wilt, just kind of barely hopped and just kind of laid it in.
Yep.
But he was such a force in that fourth quarter. on the defensive side, or their defense was such a force in that fourth quarter that there was really nobody driving to the rim. All of a sudden, the Suns got cold. They couldn't hit a shot. Lo and behold, you only score 18 points. They started to get some key rebounds. They got a couple of key turnovers, and they got a couple of offensive rebounds by Rudy Gobert. Even without the Ant-Man, I think we kind of forget that they still got some decent players.
They do.
That know how to get it done. And the other thing, too, Jim, they only played 3 guys off the bench. And, here they're in the same position as the Suns. They want to get into that 6th position. They want to hold that 6th position. And right now, they are 3 games up of this Phoenix Suns team, or now in 7th, of them getting back into that 6th position. So that game meant a lot to them. I think they wanted to win that game. The Suns shorthanded. Grayson Allen not playing. As you mentioned, Dylan Brooks and Mark Williams out.
Yep.
But they miss Grayson Allen when he is not in the game. And when you only get 25 points from your bench, and they play like 8 guys off the bench. If there's one thing I'm noticing about Jordan Knott, he's playing a lot of guys now this 6-game stretch on the road. Maybe it's fatigue. Maybe it's making sure guys are ready to go. But that was a game you couldn't afford to lose because you're now, instead of 2 games back, you're now 3 games back of this Timberwolves team.
So last night, the NCAA basketball tournament officially opened with the first-round play-in game in UMBC, who I had to educate my esteemed colleague who they were, and they lost to Howard in that game. So Howard, for the first time, advances into the NCAA tournament. Tonight, the games are Prairie View and Lehigh, and Miami of Ohio and SMU. But in last night's game, even Manuch said this on the show yesterday, why would you think that Texas and NC State ended up in the play-in? Well, it's because they faltered so badly down the stretch. Connor, if you have that Texas highlight for me, let me know, and we will run it for you right now. This is the way the Texas-NC State game ended last night.
Watch the offensive rebound by Weaver. First time here, down to 2. Mark to the lead. Second left. Mark puts Texas in front.
That's the way the game ended. I mean, look, it's the play-in tournament, and we already have madness, Manuch.
And then Trayvon Mark, one of those guys that's a 6th-year player. Yes, another 6th-year player. He's the veteran of the Longhorn team.
Yeah.
When I watched about that game.
Yes.
And Trayvon Mark, 6th-year player. Oh, wait a second. Yeah. Okay, so he's been there for the full 6 years. But, I mean, this is one of those games, and I think when you watch that game unfold, it was a hard game to watch.
Yeah.
Let's just say it.
Yeah.
68-66, that win by Texas. But you kind of figure out that they just, when you watch some of the other teams, the top 4 seeds, let's say, just their size, their ability, the movement,
their flow,
whatever you want to call it. But Trayvon Mark, the 6th-year senior for Texas.
You're not going to let them live that down,
And guys are going, how apropos that the 6th-year senior hits a game-winning shot for them to get into the tournament. I'm like, okay. I'm just waiting for an 8th-year senior at a Bangor, Maine State to make it next year's play-in tournament.
Well, we're not that far away.
No, we're not. We're not.
Hey, Laz, check and see if there's anything, since we're talking about guys trying to play on Chambliss, and see if there's been any decision. This has been one of Manuch's pet peeves. The quarterback for Ole Miss,
Trinidad Chambliss,
who Manuch likes.
I do. I like him.
And he has petitioned the NCAA, and it had to go now to the Mississippi Supreme Court.
Well, what happened is the lower court judge ruled him to come back for his
he ruled him eligible.
Yes. So the NCAA petitioned the Supreme Court.
Yeah.
Went to the Mississippi. So we just defined this. The Mississippi Supreme Court, not the Supreme Court.
Right.
And we've been waiting for some kind of a ruling one way or the other. And if the Supreme Court rules in favor of Trinidad Chambliss, not allowing him to come back for another year, we talked to Charles Davis of CBS Sports about this last week, then if he's got to leave. So he'll probably go into the supplemental draft,
okay,
is what we call it. But if this judge rules in favor with Ole Miss, I don't know where the NCAA goes from there. Would they take it to the Supreme Court? I'd say
that would be their only case.
At that point, I'm like, hey, NCAA, don't waste their time.
Yes.
They got bigger things going on right now. Just accept it. Allow him now going for sixth year and let him move on. Let him come back if that's what he wants to do. I mean, look at Marks, Tremont Marks for Texas.
6th year.
He got a 6th year. So I think what the NCAA is trying to lay the picture out. So if they, I'm sure the Supreme Court judge is looking at issues like the Tremont Mark, and some of the others have got extended circumstances.
There's been other players.
So there's been precedent set.
Yeah.
So I just have a funny feeling the NCAA is going to be out on this ride. I feel I'm going to predict since I'm here at DraftKings. I don't know what the odds are.
We'll have to get. Yeah. Well, we got. Don't we have Johnny Avello on?
Yeah, we got Johnny Avello on here.
We're going to have him on. I'm going to ask him if they got it.
Hey, Johnny, what are the odds?
What are the odds on this?
On Trinidad Chambliss coming back to Ole Miss. But I got to imagine when you see Tremont Mark as a 6th-year senior,
right? Yeah.
Some of these other guys, and then who's the other kid that's got his 8th year in college football? Is going to be coming back. Was at USC, and I don't know if it's BYU, but there's precedent set.
Yes.
So I think Ole Miss, the Mississippi Supreme Court, will rule in favor of the lower court and allow Trinidad Chambliss to come back for one more year at Ole Miss.
So if that's the case, then with the money that is now involved, are we going to see, in your estimation, a lot of players who still have a year of eligibility left, but they have played 3 years? They're going to at least petition for an extra year.
Yeah, I would say this case is huge.
Yeah.
Of course, it's going to a state Supreme Court.
It is a state Supreme Court.
And once, if they rule in favor of Trinidad Chambliss, I got to imagine if there's players in basketball, football, baseball, whatever, mostly football and basketball, that they'll look at this as precedent since a state Supreme Court has ruled in favor.
Okay. All right. We're at DraftKings. And we will ask Johnny if he's got a number on Trinidad Chambliss.
He'll go, what?
What are you talking about? At any rate, we are at TPC Scottsdale. We will be here until 4 o'clock. DraftKings right here in the Sportsbook. You can come right in, place your wagers, and enjoy all of the big screens and watch all of the action right here at TPC in Scottsdale. They've got game-winning buzzer beaters in the first round, which we just played for you. And by the way, if you're here, everyone on site, that means if you're watching here at TPC DraftKings, you score a $10 food and beverage voucher for your next visit. It is valid through the end of the tournament. That's right, valid through the end of the tournament. It's all right here. DraftKings, TPC Scottsdale. All right, we're coming right back, everybody. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. It is ESPN 620, 98.7 FM HD2, and on the Arizona Sports app.
Mania is back at Twin Peaks, and so is the Dose Millions Bracket Challenge. Fill out your bracket at TwinPeaksBracketChallenge.com by March 19th at 9 a.m. for a shot at $2 million. The top bracket at every Twin Peaks wins a $50 gift card. Plus, grab $15 Dos Equis buckets all day Saturday and Sunday. Cold beer, wall-to-wall games, $1 million stakes. Enter now at TwinPeaksBracketChallenge.com.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I'm attorney Kevin Rowe. Being in an auto accident is traumatic. You need to call the best law firm that has the experience to get you the best results. Call 977-1900. That's 977-1900.
Arizona's headquarters for Toyotas is Right Toyota. Hey, Rock, for my friends at Right Toyota in Scottsdale. You will always find the right deal at Right Toyota. Right Toyota has been driving Arizona's home for years with their amazing service, pricing, and great selection. I encourage you to discover the difference at Right Toyota. Make the right choice, Right Toyota, just off the 101 on Franklin Wright Boulevard, and always online at righttoyota.com. The right price, the right selection. Check out righttoyota.com.
Let me remind you, Thursdays are where the weekend starts at Twin Peaks Restaurant. Grab an ice-cold Bud Light or a refreshing Michelob Ultra and catch wall-to-wall sports on massive TVs everywhere you look. Big games, cold beer, made from scratch food. Start your weekend early with Bud Light and Michelob Ultra. Thursdays at Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, and scenic views.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Couponing. Wow, you didn't strike me as the coupon type. Just trying to stay ahead of inflation. Gas, groceries, everything. It's all more expensive. I need to save wherever I can.
Have you tried Upside yet?
Upside? What's that?
It's a free app that I use that pays cash back for every gallon of gas I buy. You've got to buy gas to get around anyway. Might as well get paid for it.
Come on, does that really add up to anything?
I've already made around $200. The extra cash helped pay down my bills, and I even had a little extra left to treat myself.
And the Upside app is free?
Totally free, and the cash back is real. You can transfer the cash right to your bank account.
I'm downloading Upside right now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code ENJOY to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, to PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code ENJOY for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code ENJOY for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B are back, coming to you from DraftKings Sportsbook at TPC Scottsdale, where you can watch every game, feel every play, and be right in the middle of the action.
Now Gillespie lobbed to Maluch for the jam time. Colin Gillespie put it up high. Come on, Maluch threw it down hard, and the Suns are back up a deuce, 61-59. First points for Man off the bench tonight, and a nice assist from Colin. That's his seventh.
Thank you to Arizona Sports for the Suns highlight from last night. That was early in the game, not at the end of the game when it mattered most. And the Suns got rolled by the Minnesota Timberwolves at the end of the contest. No Anthony Edwards, the best player for the T-Wolves. He's out with a knee contusion until about 2 weeks. He'll be reevaluated, and the Suns could not take advantage of it. Manuch, we said on the show yesterday, a case in point where they had got beat in Toronto, got beat by the Boston Celtics. They couldn't close the deal. The same thing took place last night, but before the game, we said that the back-to-back might catch up to them, and they would have tired legs by the fourth quarter. That's exactly, I believe, what happened.
I think the other thing, too, is I think the pattern for Grayson Allen is play a game, rest a game. Play a game, rest a game. And then hopefully by the time which looks like for now, they'll be headed for the play-in side of things, is that he's completely healthy by the time the play-in starts, because they're going to need him to be healthy. Now, we're hoping Dylan Brooks, or all indications are Dylan Brooks could be back as early as next week with the hand. Mark Williams, probably another 2 weeks out, 3 weeks out, who knows. But the one thing about Dylan Brooks and Mark Williams is getting back in game shape. You know, you can run up and down the court, you can scrimmage, and I'm sure they're getting their running in. You have a hand injury, but you have a foot injury like Mark Williams, you can only ride the bike so much. And to have anything else, even assimilate to playing a game. Because we look at the time down by Jalen Green.
Yes.
I mean, he's been healthy for over a month now. It looks like he's just now assimilating the game of being in game shape.
I think he hit the wall a little bit
I do
last
too.
night.
I do too.
He shot it miserably.
He did. He looked tired. He didn't have the lift.
Yes.
In his legs.
Good
I mean,
point.
when you look at him, he's 3 for 17.
Yeah.
And then you looked at his 3-point shooting, 2 for 6. But I think hopefully now it's just, okay, let's play it out. Let's really focus on winning these games. It will be very difficult to beat San Antonio tomorrow night. You mentioned earlier, I think they've won 8 out of the last 9.
They're rolling.
They are rolling. They are absolutely on fire, much like the Lakers are. But I think that if you could just keep working Jalen into the format and having the certain guys understand where they're going. But right now, I thought the comment that Tim Kempton had in our first hour, he said, look, there's so many guys going through right now because of a 6-game road trip,
right?
That what you're going to have is lack of continuity. You clearly saw that in the fourth quarter last night.
Absolutely.
You saw a lot of missed shots. You saw a lot of not switching on defense. You saw this Minnesota team smother the Suns on shots, a lot of missed shots. Couldn't get to the free throw line in that fourth quarter to get some points. But I just think that here you are with one more game on the road tomorrow night before you come back and play against Milwaukee on Saturday. Is just kind of survive the road trip and get back and get healthy with everybody on board.
For me, I don't expect the Suns to win the game tomorrow night against the Spurs just because of how well the Spurs are playing. And they have two really big stars in Wembanyama and also De'Aaron Fox, who all of a sudden, I think Manuch probably in the second half of the season has kind of finally figured it out a little bit now, how he is going to play with Wemby and how he is going to run that offense. Because in the last few games that I have watched the Spurs, they are really efficient offensively.
Well, when you look at it, I mean, to that point, you're right, Jimmy. I mean, he's averaging, Wemby's averaging 24 points per game.
Yeah.
Fox is at 19. Is it Castle or Castile?
Castle.
Castle. He's averaging about 16 and a half.
Yep.
You look at your starting five, they're all in double figures. And even the guys coming off the bench with Dylan Harper. So you look at let's say their top 10 players, every one of them, average points is all in double figures. And quite frankly, they're not playing a lot of minutes. Wemby plays 29, but Fox, I think you're right with this. Fox seems to have caught on to this offense.
He's figured it out.
Last year, he got injured toward the end of the year last year.
Yeah.
I think watching Wemby now is outside shooting impresses the heck out of me. Going to the rack. Hell, the guy takes 2 strides and he goes 25 feet.
I know.
He's given the Euro step a complete new definition of going 25 feet, two step, and not traveling.
Yeah.
But they just look like they've got it together. And you go 3, 4, 5 deep. This team is really hitting on all cylinders. But I really believe De'Aaron Fox is the main guy that's got it, understands it, and just distributes the basketball to no way. He's averaging over 6, almost 7 assists per game.
Yeah.
So I think he's kind of the straw that's starting to drink there in San Antonio.
Well, when they made that trade, remember they got him from Sacramento, from the Kings in the trade. And Wemby then got there, and then he got hurt. He couldn't play, and then he had that disease where they had to sit him down. It was a blood clot. They had to be careful with that. And so that changed the Spurs' total dynamic. And now that they are, A, both healthy, and B, De'Aaron Fox has had a chance to really get into this offense, man, oh man, they are something to watch. And you'll see it tomorrow night.
They were also talking about how Wemby's he's a double-double waiting to happen every night.
Yeah, I agree.
Every night a double-double. And I watch him. He's more aggressive going to the rack. He seems comfortable. I mean, he's such a big, athletic, long guy that a guy at 7'4" and goes up and down the court like he does. I saw one, he grabbed the rebound. He just looked up the court. He took it all the way down. And it's like the Red Sea party. Everybody got out of the way. He just took it to the rack and slammed it.
Yep.
And then I saw a couple times they had him out on the high post. And he dribbles behind his back between his legs.
Oh, yeah.
Pulls up and shoots a jumper. So this kid, if you get a chance, he's more talented than he was at that first year, that long, lanky, willowy, whispery guy that was, about 120 pounds when he first came in the league?
It looked like it.
But they're a fun team to watch because they've got their act together with this offense.
They really do. Hey, the other day, I was really hankering for some steak. And, there are lots of steak places here in the Valley, but there's only one place for your boy here, and that is the Brazilian Steakhouse Rodizio. And look, it's no joke. They bring you unlimited steak. I mean, they cut it right at your table, from top sirloin to tri-tip, the works. So I was always all in, and it's so good I even thought about it a couple of days later as well. So you need to check them out. It's Rodizio Grill. It's the Brazilian Steakhouse where they bring huge skewers of meat, as I said, right to your table. Now, they've got a place in Mesa and another one in North Scottsdale. They're authentic. They're generous. and they are awesome. Take it from your boy, Jimmy. I'm telling you right now, if you are a steak lover like me, this is the place. And you can find them online at rodizio.com. That's rodizio.com. Brazilian Steakhouse, rodizio.com. It is something that will wet your whistle, and you will love your appetite when you walk in and sit down, and they bring the steak right to your table. It's Rodizio. All right, when we come back, we're going to do our little campus quickies. Also, we're going to get you right now to an ESPN 620 Sports Center update.
It's now time for your Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B's ESPN 620 Sports Center update. I'm Matt Lazarus. The Arizona Diamondbacks are back home at Salt River Fields, taking on the Chicago Cubs in a spring training matchup. Merrill Kelly got the start for Arizona, but the Cubs currently lead the D-backs 5-4 in the bottom of the third inning, and we'll keep you updated with scores as that game continues to roll along. On the hardwood, the Phoenix Suns continue to leak oil. They've now dropped 3 straight after a 116-104 loss to the Minnesota Timberwolves on this lengthy road trip, and it doesn't get any easier as Phoenix now heads to San Antonio for a matchup with one of the league's best in the Spurs. Experience the best game day atmosphere in town at DraftKings Sportsbook at TPC Scottsdale. We're live on site until 4 with wall-to-wall tournament action. Plus, if any first-round game ends on a buzzer beater, everyone here scores a $10 voucher. Don't miss the madness. We'll see you here at DraftKings at TPC Scottsdale.
When it comes to sushi, reputation matters, and Sushi Brokers Arcadia has built theirs on being the best sushi in Arizona. From traditional rolls to bold fusion creations, like our crowd favorite, Seafood Dynamite, and the must-try sushi pizza. We've got something for everyone. Our famous happy hour is every day from 3 to 6:30 with fresh favorites like the California roll, spicy tuna roll, and the surf and turf roll, topped with seared steak. Sushi Brokers Arcadia, 44th Street in Indian School.
This is Jason Schechterly, former Phoenix police officer. There's nothing more important to a first responder than focusing on their mental health. And there's nothing better for that mental health than golf, friends, music, drinks, food, and fun. Join us for the Heroes Golf Classic Tournament at the Weston Kierland Golf Course on Friday, May 8th. If you're not a golfer, show up for the after party and benefit concert with the best cover band in Arizona, Rock Lobster. Proceeds are going to benefit the 100 Club of Arizona. The 100 Club provides support for our first responders through critical incidents, injury prevention, mental health, and scholarship. Every day, our public safety members put their lives on the line, and we are their backup. So come out and join us on May 8th. To register, go to our website, 100club.org, and click on the events page. Again, 100club.org. Click on the events page, register for the tournament, and we will see you on May 8th.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I'm Attorney Kevin Rowe. Getting rear-ended once is bad enough. Don't let the insurance company hit you again with a lowball offer. Call an experienced attorney who knows how to fight and win. Call Lerner and Rowe today. 977-1900.
Phoenix, if you need a plumber, call the team that does it the right way. Victory Plumbing Arizona. It's particular plumbing for particular people with upfront pricing before the work starts. So there's no surprises when the job's done. And here's a deal just for listeners. Tell them you heard Victory Plumbing on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, and they'll waive the service charge. For leaks, clogs, water heaters, or anything plumbing, book today at victoryplummingarizona.com. ROC number 268603.
Now open in North Scottsdale. It's the Orangedale Lounge. ODs, right off Thompson Peak and Bell, next to Bash's. Your new favorite dive bar has arrived. Cold drafts, chill vibes, always affordable prices, and the OD Mug Club, a one-of-a-kind membership you won't find anywhere else. No frills, just great people, ice-cold drinks, and a bar that feels like it's always been there. Follow at OD Scottsdale and get the scoop at orangedalelounge.com. Orangedale Lounge. Dive in and drink up.
Campus Quickies, your weekly quick look at the Sun Devils, Wildcats, Lumberjacks, and Lopes info, exclusively on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on ESPN 620.
All right, everybody, welcome back in. Hanging out today, TPC Scottsdale, DraftKings. Yep, right across the street from the golf club. It's a fantastic setup with unbelievable big screens everywhere. You cannot miss a thing. Manuch, how big do you think these screens are right behind us here?
Man,
Are they like 10 feet by 12 feet?
I'm going to say 200, about 200 inches.
You think
Bad
it's that
boy?
big? Yeah.
You got that in your living room, don't you, Jimmy?
No, not that big.
You got a home theater like that?
Yeah, well, not that large. It is good size, but it's not that large. Let's get to our Campus Quickie segment right now. We start with ASU. And that means that Hod Rabino is our guest. You can follow him on X at Devils Digest. That's at Devils Digest. Okay, Hod, welcome, pal, as always. So there's been an awful lot of conversation about people trying to set themselves up to be the new coach at ASU. My question, we had Master P yesterday who came out and said, yeah, I'd like that job. And I was shocked that he's the president of University of New Orleans basketball operation. So I just thought he was.
Well, that qualifies him.
Yeah, he was just an old time rapper. Hod, you got any feel where this search is going yet?
Well, look, I mean, I think let's talk about the timeline first. Between ASU's women's basketball being in the NCAA tournament and Athletic Director Graham Rossini being there, obviously, with the team, because, it's at the end of the day still a monumental occasion. And also the fact that he is looking at some candidates that have teams that are going to begin play in the NCAA tournament Thursday and or Friday. I think that the timeline is something that we cannot expect something before next week. Whether he's going to still dip into the NBA ranks or not, I don't know if that door is completely closed. But, I think the names that you're seeing out there, Randy Bennett, Eric Olin, Jeremy Case, the assistant at Kansas, Derek Glasser, the former ASU point guard that is now an assistant at UC Santa Barbara. Those are the names where I think maybe more or less that would be the short list of candidates. But, you never know what rabbit out of the hat Graham Rossini can pull.
Hod, let me just reference this real quick then, because you did talk about Graham Rossini being in Iowa for the women's tournament where ASU is playing. However, their coach is not there. So I feel bad for Molly Miller getting sick and not being able to make that trip.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's not etched in stone that she's not going to be there when they do tip off. But right now, I guess it's still up in the air. I saw some clips from a press conference that the players and associate head coach Stephanie Norman had. And, all of them are vowing for this potential Miller absence not to be an issue. I mean, obviously, the timing is crummy and then some. But, this is a team that really has surprised a lot of people all season long. So for them, to potentially be without their head coach tomorrow, I don't think should spell doom and gloom for the Sun Devils.
Oh, looking at this men's basketball team, a couple of things you think about with the change of some of the leadership at the top. Number one, keeping Jop first and foremost. Yeah. I think that's probably more of a priority than anything. He's going to probably wait and see who that coach is. And then who's picking up the recruiting in the meantime? Is that at a standstill as well right now?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, whenever you have a head coach that does not have their contract extended, then yes, recruiting right now is in a standstill. But again, when you talk about recruiting, it really is just more about the transfer portal. Not that there aren't things going on behind the scenes with other teams where the coaching situation is a non-issue. But the transfer portal does open on April 6th. So as long as they can get a coach in place a good week and a half, if you're lucky, 2 weeks before the transfer portal opens, that's really where your bread and butter is going to be. I'm not saying that whatever the coaching staff's going to be at ASU is going to ignore totally the high school, even the junior college ranks, but they know that the portal is really what matters more than high school / junior college recruiting.
Well, April 6th, right around the corner, big fella. I think that sense of urgency of Graham Rossini to get somebody in here sooner rather than later.
Yeah, I mean, again, you got the two elements at play over here. They have the ASU women's team, being in Iowa. So for Graham Rossini to have an in-person interview makes it kind of hard. I don't see him doing an in-person interview with a potential candidate in Iowa City. I think he would want to do that in Tempe. Could it happen in Iowa City? Yeah, I mean, I guess in this day and age, you can't rule anything out. But again, I mean, if, Randy Bennett is somebody that Graham Rossini wants to have an informal in-person interview, he can't do this over the next few days because St. Mary's is obviously in the tournament. Now, it might be quite the predicament if St. Mary's is going to be in the Sweet 16 and Graham Rossini wants to talk to Randy Bennett. What happens then? I guess, we'll go ahead and see. But, unfortunately, there are some aspects over here that Graham Rossini does have to deal with. And I'm not here to suggest that Graham Rossini is not multitasking and not doing things behind the scenes that really none of us know about. But there are some, issues to consider at the same time.
I'm with you on that 100%. Thank you, as always, Hod. Enjoy the hoop games, okay?
Thank you, guys.
There you go. That's Hod Rabino on ASU. Let's go south to Tucson. That means Steve Rivera is our guest, longtime sports talk show host, Fox Sports 1450. You can follow him on X at Steve Rivera 95. That's Steve Rivera 95. All right, Steve. So you being in Tucson and being there as long as you have and covering this team, I made a stop at a refreshment stand last night, and I'm sitting with a couple of guys who are hardcore U of A fans. And you know what they were trying to sell me? They're trying to tell me that, they don't like U of A being the number one seed because all the pressure now is going to be on the players and the coaches. And it's so much pressure. I told them, shut the hell up. You want to be that. You want to be that team. So my question is, do you get that in Tucson as well?
Yeah, very much so. In fact, I'm headed to San Diego now, and my media partner is talking about that. People are freaking out about that because they're worried. What? Give me those phone numbers. I want to call them and tell them.
Yeah.
Shut the hell.
Yeah. Those are some of those individuals. I call them the front runners. I mean, hey, you know what? If you're afraid, go get a dog, right, Steve?
That's rich people.
Oh, he's breaking up.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're breaking up.
I'm on the road. Well, I can hear you guys, but I'm saying that's rich people problems.
Oh, my God, Steve. It was terrible. I told him, I said, I can't listen anymore.
So, Steve, as you head over to San Diego, you get ready for this first round. Not a lot about Long Island University, but what are some of the things that this Cats team got to really focus on to sustain the momentum they've had going these last 10 games?
Well, to forget about being the number one seed and just play it, right? They played well. In fact, they haven't played a bad game all year. They've been beat twice, but they didn't play poorly in those games. They just got beat, ran out of time. So just kind of do that, hit some free throws, maybe hit a three-pointer or two, but, not get overconfident. The one thing about this team, they don't get overconfident. So that's a good thing.
Watching Cole Pete and this entire team, everybody looks pretty healthy, knock on wood, Steve, as far as the last couple of games of the tournament are concerned.
Yeah, no question. Tommy said that over the weekend that Cole Pete, Burries looks like he's over his whatever illness he had, and then Jaden is fine with his wrist or his finger. So everything's good to go. I mean, there's no excuses.
Is the shot that he hit at the end of the Iowa State game to send them into the championship game, how long will that live in the U of A basketball lore?
Probably older than you and I will last on this earth.
That's a great answer. Listen, drive safe, enjoy San Diego, pal, and we'll stay in touch with you.
It's going to be 100 and whatever and 18 in Phoenix, right? Damn right I am going to enjoy it.
I don't blame you. See you at the beach. He'll be at Mission Bay. You know he will. That is Steve Rivera, everybody. Sports talk show host, Fox Sports 1450. Again, you can find him on X at Steve Rivera 95. Let's go to the mountain. And that brings us then to Mitch Strohman, longtime play-by-play voice of NAU. He is going to call it quits with retirement. We've talked to him about that as well. But in this particular segment, we're going to talk our Lumberjacks football and basketball. You can find Mitch on X at Mitch Strohman. That's at Mitch Strohman. Now, I will say this, is that when I said Steve Rivera will be on the beach at Mission Bay, when Mitch was in Hawaii, Manuch, he sent me photos of him on the beach in Hawaii.
All I want to know is, did that pina colada have an umbrella in it?
That pina colada had 2 umbrellas in it. That should give you guys an indication of how serious I am about beach drinking pina coladas.
You're the best.
So, all right, here we are, Mitch. You're calling it a career. Now, will you stay on campus? I know that you teach as well on campus. Or are you calling it a career, period?
You know, I'm not quite calling it a full career, Manuch. And I did teach at one time in the School of Communication. Who knows? There may be some opportunities with me in the fall with NAU. And I can tell you that I've been talking to head coach Brian Wright of the football team, and he wants to keep me around in some capacity. So I may have some things cooking. I'm not sure what yet, but I'm not disappearing from the NAU scene. In fact, I was just at Coach Brian Wright's press conference this afternoon over at the Sky Dome to talk about the upcoming spring football season.
What are you, like a Lucky Charm, a rabbit split or something like that?
You know, if I'm a Lucky Charm, then somebody needs to find a better Lucky Charm. I'm not sure if I'm qualified to be that much, but it was really cool to be there today with Coach Wright. I think he really appreciated me being there, and I had some good questions for him, and he spoke at length about his recruiting classes, guys, both the high school recruiting class and the transfer portal class. Both of them ranked in the top 3 in the country in the FCS, and NAU is the only football program in the country to have both their high school and transfer portal recruiting classes rated in the top 3 in the country. So he feels pretty good about that. Spring practices start bright and early next Tuesday morning outside in this summer weather that we're having right now in late winter. And he's jacked up about a new look NAU defense and a new look NAU staff and roster.
Well, that was going to be my follow-up question, and you already beat me to it. So let's start first then with the offense. When you say new look, has he given any indication what it might look like?
Well, for the offense, Jimmy B, we're the NAU, and we are very, very fortunate to have a potential NFL caliber quarterback in Ty Pennington come back for his last year of eligibility. He was offered some big money, 6-digit money to go up into the G5 world. There were a couple of P4 teams that were talking to him as well. But he's been with Coach Wright now 2 years at Pittsburgh State, 2 years in Flagstaff at NAU. He wants his engineering degree from NAU. He wants to be loyal to Brian Wright, and he turned down a ton of money to finish up his college eligibility in Flagstaff. I would not be shocked if Ty Pennington is the early season favorite to be Big Sky Conference Offensive Player of the Year when that voting takes place later in the summer. Having him back, triggering the offense, is a gigantic plus for Brian Wright's O. And I think that type of consistency, and Manuch, I know you can speak to this as well, when you have a quarterback that's with a coach now will be 5 years, you start to kind of feel each other. You can think what the other person's thinking. He's as much of Brian Wright on the field as anybody can be as a quarterback, can read his coach's thoughts practically, and that is a huge plus for NAU's offense going into 26.
You know, when we talk to Coach at the end of the year, his main focus is going to be on not only getting the best of the best, if he could, was the depth, building the depth. And one individual I've worked with for several years, that being Hayden Fletcher, I wanted to see, is he pushing to be the backup to Pennington at this point?
Yeah, that would be a fair statement, Manuch, and I think there's depth there. There's also some big-time incoming transfers through the portal on offense. But, it's interesting because, Brian Wright is an offensive guy. You guys know this. He's an offensive-minded head coach, right? But the defense was the thing that he spent a lot of time working to retool here in the offseason. New defensive coordinator, a couple of new defensive coaches. And through the portal and also through the high school signing period, their focus was defense. They're breaking the defense down, you guys, down to the studs and rebuilding it from the ground level up. They're going from what was a 3-4 type of defensive look now into a 4-2-5 defensive look. And they got a new defensive coordinator who was part of the national championship defensive coaching team at Montana State last year. They're rebuilding the defense. It's going to be way different than it was over there on the first 2 seasons under head coach Brian Wright. And he spoke about that probably, I'd say, 3 or 4 times more than he spoke about the offense during his press conference today.
We're having a conversation. Mitch Strohman here on the Right Toyota guest line. Mitch, that was the Achilles heel for NAU that this past season. They could score with anybody, but they struggled to stop people. So in your estimation, that this has been, because you already outlined Ty Pennington back, the defense then has turned to be the number one priority.
Yeah, there's no question about that, Jimmy B. I mean, that you couldn't have said it any better. It is the focus, that and special teams, because there was some issues there. There were some issues there last season as well. New special teams coordinator, a new approach with the special teams unit. And I think that's the indication of a head coach that really knows what the hell he's doing, right? He's come in here 2 seasons, had great success, 2 winning seasons, went to the playoffs his first year, came 1 win away from the playoffs last year, but missing that edge. And so he's willing to say, well, we didn't produce in these areas. We need to make changes in those areas. That, to me, is the indication of a head coach that knows what the heck he's doing, and he is really, really excited about that going into the spring practices, which start next Tuesday.
Mitch, it's always great, pal, when you're on the show with us. We appreciate you, and we're going to continue this relationship, it sounds to me, for a lot longer than what people may have thought. We wish you nothing but the best, pal.
Hey, back at you guys. I'm here for you anytime, and let's go, Jack.
There you go. He has presented all of the campus quickies by our great partnership with All City Towing. And you can join All City Towing. Why? Because they are looking to hire drivers, dispatchers, customer service people. They pay extremely well. They have wonderful benefits. They also offer you a monthly fuel allowance. Yep, you can apply today. Just go online, allcitytowing.com. Again, that is allcitytowing.com, and search careers. It's All City Towing, where your future is always moving forward. All right, when we come back, little random fact of the day and some football at 50. Guess where we are today? One of our favorite places, TPC Scottsdale at DraftKings. Folks have been coming in left and right, getting their wagers set for the NCAA basketball tournament, and we will be here until 4 o'clock. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, ESPN 620, 98.7 FM HD2, and on the Arizona Sports app.
Mania is back at Twin Peaks, and so is the Dose Millions Bracket Challenge. Fill out your bracket at TwinPeaksBracketChallenge.com by March 19th at 9 a.m. for a shot at $2 million. The top bracket at every Twin Peaks wins a $50 gift card. Plus, grab $15 Dos Equis buckets all day Saturday and Sunday. Cold beer, wall-to-wall games, $1 million stakes. Enter now at TwinPeaksBracketChallenge.com. Join the team at All City Towing, Arizona's largest towing company and leader in roadside service. We're hiring dispatchers, call takers, lot attendants, drivers, and customer service pros ready to grow with us. You'll enjoy state-of-the-art equipment, consistent schedules, full health benefits, a strong 401k match, employer life insurance, and a monthly fuel allowance. Take your career to the next level. Apply today at allcitytowing.com. All City Towing, where your future is always moving forward.
The road to the championship ends Monday, April 6th, and the place to watch it is DraftKings at TPC Scottsdale with Roc and Manuch and Jimmy B on ESPN 620. Join us from 1 till 4 p.m. as we break down the matchup, the betting angles, and everything you need before tip-off of the big championship game. Cold drinks, big screens, and the best sports crowd in the Valley. Come hang with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Live Monday at DraftKings at TPC Scottsdale. The championship game deserves a championship setting.
Swing into Vans Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf for Titleist limited time loyalty reward and promotion. When you special order any 3 Titleist Pro V1, Pro V1X, or Pro V1X left dash or AVX dozen golf ball, you'll get another dozen free. Golf with more speed and short game control than ever before with the #1 ball in golf. Vans Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf, trusted by golfers since 1963 and home to the legendary 90-day 100% satisfaction guarantee. Get there.
Another Arizona storm season's rolling through. Before the next big downpour hits, call State 48 Roofing for your free roof inspection. Whether it's cracked tiles, flat roofs, or old shingles, don't wait for leaks to show up. State 48 Roofing is Arizona's #1 referred roofer, trusted for over a decade in both residential and commercial roofing. Protect your home, protect your business with State 48 Roofing. Visit state48roofing.com or call 480-268-4509 today. Game on Peoria. When it's time to eat big, drink cold, and watch every play, make it Big's American Bar and Grill in the P83 district. Big's is serving up huge portions of your favorites. Burgers, wings, nachos, plus a full bar and TVs everywhere you look. And don't miss happy hour Monday through Thursday, 3 to 6:30 p.m. with $2 off well drinks and $2 off domestic drafts, plus daily specials all week long. Bring your friends, grab a seat on the patio, and settle in for the game. Big's American Bar and Grill, where Peoria comes to play, eat, and watch.
Back at DraftKings Sportsbook at TPC Scottsdale, the Valley's premier place to watch the games, enjoy great food and drinks, and take in the atmosphere right off the famous 16th hole. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B continue on ESPN 620 Phoenix.
All right, everybody, welcome back. You know, we love doing the shows on location. And just a few moments ago, Kevin came in. He was listening to the show, wanted to come by and say hi. He is a U of A guy, and he heard us bagging on U of A fans who are all scared and nervous. And no, you got to embrace that, right?
So what'd you ask him?
I asked him, I said, are you one of those guys who's all concerned that you're the #1 team?
And what a pregnant pause that was.
It was.
I'm like, dude, are you serious? Embrace it.
Yes.
Acknowledge it. What are you hiding from, you Wildcat fans that are
Ain't no fear here.
Yeah, well, good. I'm glad to hear that.
Glad to hear that,
I mean,
Lance.
it should never be. So I just, thanks for stopping by, Kevin. But, dude, embrace it. Let's go.
It was great to meet him. He was a terrific guy. All right, Manuch, a little random fact of the day.
Well, not a lot of people would know this random fact.
Okay.
Kobe Bryant is the only person to have won both an Olympic gold medal and an Oscar. Now, he won gold medals with the USA men's basketball team in 2008 and 2012, and he won an Academy Award in 2018 for an animated short film called Dear Basketball. And that was interesting. I remember those Academy Awards that year. I had no idea he did this. I guess it'd been out there. But for those people that did watch this, it's very well done. Talking about a young boy, young Kobe Bryant, was kind of depicted as growing up, loving basketball. So that is our random fact of the day.
And if it was a good one, hey, listen, Football at 50 presented by Twin Peaks. They've got 5 Valley locations. Tomorrow we will be at the Camelback location. And then in Scottsdale on Friday, it's all powered by Michelob Ultra Superior Light Beer and your headquarters for March Mania. Yeah, it's on. Twin Peaks, East Drinks, Scenic Views. Manuch, what do you got?
I got right now Kurt Signetti. He's going to be the driver of the honorary pace car in the Indianapolis 500.
How cool is that?
That's going to be very cool on May 24th. He's going to be driving. You guys are probably aware of this. I know Laz is up to all these cars. A Chevrolet Corvette CR 1X.
I have one.
Touted as the most advanced Corvette ever made. So as I mentioned, that'll be on May 24th at Kurt Signetti. Some of the benefits, some of the rewards for winning a national title. Devon Aitchen, the fine running back of the Miami Dolphins, they are saying he is going absolutely nowhere. So General Manager John Eric Sullivan and Coach Jeff Haley have said that they're going to continue to build around this young man. Now, this is his fourth year, final season of that rookie deal. So if this young man has a big year, I can only imagine they'll make him an outstanding offer. If not, I'm sure that what they'll probably do is maybe franchise tag him. But he's one of those individuals that is part of the rebuilding machine, if you will, with Willis going there as a quarterback. He's going to be part of that, making all that happen, and some of the other moves that'll be going on. And then another free agent move, Cam Taylor-Britt has signed with the Indianapolis Colts, as he's going to follow his former defensive coordinator Lou Anarumo, who is now the DC from Cincinnati at Indianapolis. So those are some of the things real quick. And then real quick, Laz, anything the Cardinals have done today?
A couple small moves. Former Chicago Bears. The Bears are leaving left and right. Devin Duvernay, an all-pro special teamer, signed with the Cardinals on a one-year deal, so he'll be their anchor on special teams and do a kick returner and punt returner. So that'll be nice for the Cardinals. And then former Falcon tight end Tegan Quatoriano, 6'6", 260. So that's a big body there. So that'll help them a little bit, but nothing too crazy. Some small
Some
signings.
depth. Yeah, depth guys. Hey,
Duvernay will help.
Yeah,
Duvernay will help.
We're at DraftKings. By the way, DraftKings handicapper Johnny Avello is going to be our guest, as well as our basketball guru, former NAU head coach Mike Adras, coming up in our next hour. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, ESPN 620, 98.7 FM, HD-2, and on the Arizona Sports app.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Couponing. Wow, you didn't strike me as the coupon type. Just trying to stay ahead of inflation. Gas, groceries, everything. It's all more expensive. I need to save wherever I can.
Have you tried Upside yet?
Upside? What's that?
It's a free app that I use that pays cash back for every gallon of gas I buy. You've got to buy gas to get around anyway. Might as well get paid for it.
Come on, does that really add up to anything?
I've already made around $200. The extra cash helped pay down my bills, and I even had a little extra left to treat myself.
And the Upside app is free?
Totally free, and the cash back is real. You can transfer the cash right to your bank account.
I'm downloading Upside right now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code ENJOY to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, to PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code ENJOY for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code ENJOY for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
So my friends over at Pure Talk have been sending me customer feedback from consumeraffairs.com, where thousands of people rate and review the top wireless providers. Here, for instance, is a nice note from James in Raleigh, North Carolina, who writes, quote, "After hearing Mike Rowe's ad, we made the switch to Pure Talk, and we couldn't be happier. We went from spending $1,200 a year with T-Mobile to $420 with Pure Talk. Thanks, Mike. Switch today!" Exclamation point. Pure Talk is saving James $820 a year. And because he literally wrote the words "switch today" in capital letters with an exclamation point, I'm going to go ahead and dedicate this commercial to him. So, folks, take it from James in Raleigh, North Carolina. Pure Talk can give you unlimited talk, text, and plenty of data for just $25 a month on the same 5G service the big guys are overcharging you for. Just dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe. You'll also save 50% off your first month. That's pound 250 to save an additional 50%. Thanks, James.
Let me remind you, Thursdays are where the weekend starts at Twin Peaks Restaurant. Grab an ice-cold Bud Light or a refreshing Michelob Ultra and catch wall-to-wall sports on massive TVs everywhere you look. Big games, cold beer, made from scratch food. Start your weekend early with Bud Light and Michelob Ultra. Thursdays at Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, and scenic views.
We get it. A meal shouldn't cost you nearly $20. And we agree. At Venezia's Pizzeria, lunch or dinner for under $10 is still a thing. And for an even sweeter deal, stop in and grab a Slice Rewards card. Get a stamp for every qualifying Slice special. 10 visits, 1 free qualifying special. Simple. And every Tuesday, we double your stamps. That's your free pizza twice as fast. Venezia's Pizzeria, a family tradition with great rewards.
KTAR AM Phoenix, Arizona's home for the worldwide leader in sports. He's ESPN 620. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B are back, coming to you from DraftKings Sportsbook at TPC Scottsdale, where you can watch every game, feel every play, and be right in the middle of the action.
All right, everybody, welcome back in. We are here at TPC Scottsdale at DraftKings. Lots of folks right in front of us right now at the betting windows, making their plays, getting ready for the NCAA basketball tournament. It'll be on the big screens here at DraftKings, and it's always fun when we get a chance to talk to Johnny Avello. He is the race and sports operation director for DraftKings. Johnny, welcome as always, pal. Sorry we're not doing this in person because we had a great time with you when we were here a few weeks back and having our conversation with you face to face. But we'll do it the old-fashioned way over the phone. Let us start first as a book director and race and sports operations director. In your estimation, aside from the Super Bowl, is this the most bet sports event that you guys have?
Hey, guys. Yeah, first of all, hey, guys. Good to speak to you. I wish I was there with you. Well, I know maybe I take that back. I think you're 100 degrees there. But we're hot. We're hot, too. We're hot, too. So this is by far, guys, it's, first of all, the Super Bowl is a one-day event. Yeah, there's bets leading up to it, but it's a one-day event. It's a one-game event. And, yeah, there's a lot of propositions surrounding it. This takes place over the course of 3 weeks, and there's multiple games. And this will overshadow a Super Bowl by 3 or 4 to 1.
Wow. I never. So it pretty much laps the Super Bowl. So talk to us about tomorrow, Johnny, in the Vegas way of life. People that are coming in this weekend and how these weekends will go as far as fans coming in, even though you got the DraftKings around the world per se, but is it still that aura of folks wanting to be in Las Vegas to come to DraftKings and be a part of all that?
Well, Vegas was the only place you could actually go to be in that environment where there were big rooms set up with big screens or isolated books for watching the game only. But that's changed now. You can go to our book down there at TPC. You go to our book up in Wrigley Field and other books that we have in Louisiana and around the country. And those do a very good job, as good of a job as Vegas does. So there are plenty of options now for bettors. You no longer need to go to town, Vegas. You don't need to, and I'm saying this, I'm from Vegas, so, but I'm telling you truthfully that it's expensive to go there. And these places now that are so close proximity to where you live, if you're in Arizona, you just go to TPC and you'll have the time of your life. So there's other options now instead of going to Vegas. But Vegas will still have good crowds. And what will happen there and what will happen at these other locations, people will get there early in the morning, 9, let's talk about the West Coast. They'll get there around 8:30, 8 o'clock, get their seat, and just hang around all day and watch these games and bet these games. The first half, the first team to get to 15, and in-game wager and everything else we offer. And that's why the first 2 days are some of the most magical days in sports. The Thursday and Friday are like no other sporting event that I've ever been associated with.
Johnny, how much between now and tomorrow morning, you mentioned 9 o'clock here, folks getting here about 8:30 at the DraftKings and TPC, will change between now and then? Or is pretty much the hay in the barn as far as the lines, the spreads, etc.?
I don't think you'll see too much movement. Now, remember, when we put these lines up on Sunday, as soon as those matchups are known, we had the lineup within 20 seconds for each game. So we get them up rather quickly, and then we move them quickly because we've got people betting into them, betting good money into them, and so we'll move games full points. We'll go from 26.5 to 27.5 on the first move, and there were quite a few games that did move 3-4 points, and some of them have come back to our original number. But what happens here is that's the movement, and that pretty much holds solid right up until tip-off of these games. Now, with that being said, there'll still be half a point here, half a point there, but nothing like we moved on Sunday. You won't see that type of movement any longer.
Johnny, I have a question then. If this would be impacted, one of the star players for Louisville is not going to be able to play in tomorrow's game or even the rest of the weekend out with an injury. Will that impact the line then for Louisville, or because it's just one player, even though he's maybe their best player? I'm just curious how Vegas would look at that.
It already has. That is a game where I'll tell you that South Florida's taken about 85% of the money.
Wow.
We opened Louisville 7.5. We were down to 5.5 by Monday, and then we made another move today. We're down to 4.5. So most of the money in that game is on South Florida. And I'll tell you, even if that player plays in the game, South Florida would still be a tough out. So I think the bettors are seeing value here with South Florida, knowing that they're a good quality team. And then Louisville certainly hasn't had its best year. Not that all these teams couldn't rise to the occasion and have a tremendous tournament and make it to the Final Four, if not win the whole thing. But you sure like to coming into the tournament with some momentum. I don't think Louisville has that right now.
Johnny, what advice do you have for some of the newbies that come in here to DraftKings that are pretty much, they want to get involved, but they're kind of putting their toe in the water, so to speak, before they dive in? Anything in particular, give them some advice on?
Well, first of all, it's nice to have a future bet. So pick a couple of teams and get yourself a future bet. And in saying that, guys, there's some real value out there. I know that it's pretty chalky at the top with Duke and Michigan and Arizona and Florida. But once you get past that, you got Houston and Iowa at 12-1 and 18-1 respectively, and then everybody else after that is in the 20s. You got good teams like Illinois 22 and Purdue 25, UConn 25. So get yourself a future buck bet, and then you'll have rooting interest throughout. And then as far as the bets are concerned, make a wager on a team in a game, and whether it's the first half or the whole game, and see how you do there. And then that'll get you excited throughout that particular game, and then you'll have your future book also going for you.
Johnny, I'll just let you know right now that since we've been in here, there has been a steady line of folks up at the betting window. Let's see, there's about 10 people right now that are waiting to make their wagers here. So as a guy who handles the race and sportsbook operation, you want people to come in and enjoy this venue. Manuch and I, every time we come here, the screens are like fabulous. They're so big. They're bigger than me and Manuch. The screens are. It's a fabulous place to come and enjoy the basketball tournament.
That's one of the nicest books that you'll find. You've got if indoor and outdoor both. I guess you won't be outdoors today, but
no.
things will cool down. But it's a marvelous book to just come in, make a bet, and then have something to eat and drink there at that belly up bar. Couple of things will be going on in there during the tournament, at least the first Thursday, Friday. If there is a buzzer beater, and there's a good chance there'll be one, everybody in the room gets a $10 food and beverage credit. So that's a cool thing. And then everybody out there should certainly take advantage of the free survivor pool. And the way you get in that is you enroll, and then you pick a team every day, one team, and they just have to move forward without losing. And all the winners at the end, whoever goes the furthest, that group will split $1 million. So everyone listening, take advantage of the free survivor pool.
Any prop bets that people should be dialed into?
Well, you have your alternate lines where you can change the line to your liking. You've got some team props where, like tonight, Lehigh teams total points over 72.5. You got Prairie View over 68.5. Those are always fun. And then you got your same game parlays. That's where, you can bet $5-10 and turn it into like telephone numbers. So there's a lot on the site. It really is. And you can bet teams to make it to the Sweet 16, make it to the Final Four, make it to the Elite Eight. So anything that you want to bet that you can think of that involves the game, you'll find it on our site.
And the other thing too, Johnny, and as history, you look back on it, is it early on if there's going to be upsets that happen early on? Matter of fact, I'm looking at the Akron, Texas Tech. You got number 12 versus number 5, Tech by minus 7.5. For some reason, the way Akron's played, if I'm going to do this and bet on an upset, is it early on? And would you think that might be a good play?
I think that could very well be a good play. One thing you'll notice if you look up and down the brackets, that the number 1 seeds are all big numbers. They're all 28, 29 and up.
Yeah.
And then another note of interest is that the number 2 seeds are all 22, 21, 22, 25. And I don't remember, to be honest with you, I mean, I have to go back and look, but I just don't remember the number 2 seeds being that high consistently across the board. So to have the 1s and 2s that high, I think they're some of the highest point spreads that I've seen from, those 2 spots, certainly in recent years, because the spreads were coming down. As far as that game you spoke about, that it is true that Miami O, struggled a little in that last game, but and prior to that, they were actually leaking a little bit, after being undefeated. But now that that's out of their system, they get a shot here against SMU, and their point spread certainly has come down. SMU opened 7.5, went to 8.5, and then has dropped steadily over the past a couple of days. And I think that line's down. Oh, it's back up to 7.5 again. So we're back where we started, and we got good balanced action on the game.
Okay. Johnny, I was going to read a promo about TPC Scottsdale DraftKings, but I'm going to let you do it because you did it so eloquently just a few moments ago, where you were discussing if you are here in the building at DraftKings and there is a buzzer beater basket today, everybody gets a $10 food and beverage voucher. Am I saying that right?
You're right. It's pretty cool, isn't it?
Yeah.
And there's going to be a lot of people in there. So, and there's a very good chance it will happen, especially with this many games in the first round. So they're both Thursday and Friday. So come on down to the TPC book. I can tell you it's the nicest one that's out there. Vegas has some nice ones too, but this is the nicest one probably outside of Las Vegas, and going to be an exciting time down there. Are you guys down there for the entire tournament?
We are here today, and I'm not sure yet what the arrangement is for next week.
Yeah, but we will be back here for the championship game on Monday, April 6th. We will be. Are you going to be in town for that bad boy?
No, I'll be home working hard. We got a lot of stuff going on now. Baseball starting, Masters coming up. Yeah, it's a busy time right now.
Look, anytime you want to come on the show, you just call us. We'll take.
Well, thank you guys.
And anytime
you want me, just feel free to call me. I'll be there for you.
You got it, buddy. Thank you. That's Johnny Avello, everybody, Race and Sportsbook Operations Director for TPC Scottsdale and all of the DraftKings books, and he is sequestered nicely in Las Vegas. And I'll just reiterate quickly what he just discussed. You cannot go wrong. First round buzzer beaters. If you're here watching the games and there's an on-site buzzer beater meeting here at the Scottsdale location, you get a $10 food and beverage voucher, and it's good. It's good anytime. And you can just hang out with us as well. And we're always a good time. That's why we love coming to TPC DraftKings in Scottsdale. All right, when we come back, he is the retired coach at NAU, Mike Adras. We're going to really dive into our bracketology with Mike, and it's all coming your way next. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, ESPN 620, 98.7 FM HD2, and on the Arizona Sports app.
Have you ever been to Rodizio Grill? Let me tempt you. Start your Rodizio experience with our hot, unlimited appetizers. Indulge on our award-winning gourmet salad bar with over 35 items. Then, 16 delicious, sizzling rotisserie grilled meats and grilled items like our tender top sirloin and Rodizio's signature glazed pineapple, as much as you'd like.
Rodizio Grill, the Brazilian steakhouse.
Located in Mesa, North Scottsdale.
Hey, every Tuesday at 2 o'clock, make sure you're locked in for the Lopes Report, powered by Global Credit Union, on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B right here on ESPN Radio Phoenix. Each week, the guys are talking GCU athletics, the playmakers, the coaches, and the people building one of the fastest rising programs in the country. And if you miss it live, we've got you covered. Every Lopes Report is posted on the Arizona Sports app and the guys' social platforms. The Lopes Report, Tuesdays at 2, powered by Global Credit Union.
Rock for WrightToyota.com. At Wright Toyota, they'd like you to get to know them. Their goal is to make buying your next vehicle the kind of experience that earns your recommendation to family and friends. They invite you to use all of their innovative web tools on WrightToyota.com. So if you're looking for a new or pre-owned Toyota, head to their interactive website at WrightToyota.com. The right price, the right selection, all at WrightToyota.com.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I'm attorney Kevin Rowe. The insurance company's job is to pay you as little as possible. Our job is to get you every dollar you deserve. Call Laverne Rowe today and let's make them pay. Call 977-1900.
Let me remind you, Thursdays are where the weekend starts at Twin Peaks Restaurant. Grab an ice-cold Bud Light or a refreshing Michelob Ultra and catch wall-to-wall sports on massive TVs everywhere you look. Big games, cold beer, made from scratch food. Start your weekend early with Bud Light and Michelob Ultra. Thursdays at Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, and scenic views.
Another Arizona storm season's rolling through. Before the next big downpour hits, call State 48 Roofing for your free roof inspection. Whether it's cracked tiles, flat roofs, or old shingles, don't wait for leaks to show up. State 48 Roofing is Arizona's #1 referred roofer, trusted for over a decade in both residential and commercial roofing. Protect your home, protect your business with State 48 Roofing. Visit state48roofing.com or call 480-268-4509 today.
Now back to Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B live from DraftKings at TPC Scottsdale, the area's best kept secret for sports entertainment. DraftKings at TPC Scottsdale.
I want you offensive rebound by Weaver. Touchdown here, down to 2. Mark to the lead. Second left. Oh, Mark puts Texas in front.
Thank you to True TV for the highlight last night. Yeah, it's just the play-in tournament, and we have buzzer beaters already as Texas advances over NC State. Howard knocked off UMBC last night. Now this evening, Lehigh and Prairie View and Miami of Ohio versus SMU. The real deal begins tomorrow. Speaking of the real deal, that's why we asked him to come on the show. Mike Adras, former NAU head basketball coach. He is our go-to guy when it comes to the basketball tournament. Coach, welcome as always. How excited are you, and are you ready for the show to begin tomorrow morning?
Well, hasn't the show already began, Jimmy B? I mean, we had these playing games already going on.
Thank you.
That's the play.
Jimmy B is, old school. He
Yeah, he
thinks
is.
it all starts on Thursday. He hasn't heard about these playing games that happen every year for the last decade.
Coach, I got yelled at because I referred them to as the play-in game. People said, no, they're in the tournament. I said, no, they're in the play-in tournament to get into the – oh, they hate me. People absolutely hate me, Coach. I guess I am old school.
Yes, you are. And I still call it that, but they are correct. I think that's considered the first round, and tomorrow's already the second round, although it makes no sense to me. But those 8 teams are in the tournament, right? When we went to 68 teams, and so they're not technically playing to get into the tournament. I think Howard last night credited themselves with their first tournament victory ever, and although it didn't seem like much of a game, 2 16 teams seeds playing, nevertheless they did win an NCAA tournament game, and certainly as a coach, you're going to put that on your resume 100%.
So, Coach, as you went through the bracket, 25 different times, did you talk yourself into or out of any particular pick?
Yes.
That was solid.
But don't we all? I mean, I do my original pool or who I chose, and then when I look at it and, I play those fun tournament challenge things and okay, I'm going to do another one and I'm going to change a few things that I wasn't really 100% convinced about. I'm hoping that there's this upset, but is it really going to happen? So you come up with another one. But the crazy part, I'm probably no different than any of your listeners. Yeah, I have Arizona winning it and probably, 4 different ones, but I also have Michigan. I also have Duke. Okay. I think that's just common. We all do it.
And Coach, on top of everything else, when you look at the commonality of your chalk, whether it's 1 through 5, 1 through 4, whatever, what is that commonality that will get them either deep into the tournament or to the final?
Well, again, I think that teams that have proven it over the long haul, and the reason why they've been able to prove it over the long haul is because they're really good teams. They're built for right now and capable. Now, does that mean, those 8 teams that I think about are going to make it to the Final Four or, the game to go to the Final Four? And that's not going to happen either because, the beauty of this tournament that we all clearly love is the fact that on any given night, somebody can beat somebody, one time. I think that was epitomized last night. That game was. I'm talking about the Texas NC State game. What a crazy ending to that. Texas was in complete control. Then they should have lost, but they didn't because they were able to make an amazing shot. And so that's the beauty of March Madness as opposed to the NBA, because in the NBA you have to win a 7-game series and the better team is typically going to win. We don't ever question who won the NBA championship, or we don't question who won the NHL championship, which is by far the toughest one to win because you have to win so many 7-game series, but clearly whoever does win it has earned the right to be the champion.
Mike Adras is our guest on the Right Toyota guest line. So I did not pick a lot of first-round upsets, Coach, but later in the tournament, when we get to the Sweet 16, I have UCLA, or I should say in the second round, I have UCLA matched up against UConn, And I have the Bruins pulling the upset over the Huskies just because I think UConn all of a sudden is struggling a little bit, and I saw what St. John's did to them. Am I all wet here, or do you see it the other way totally?
Well, I agree with your point. I like UCLA. I see them as a team that is playing well as of late. However, key injuries last week in their conference tournament has me concerned about UCLA. I think it's tough to look ahead to that second round game, so to speak, with Connecticut, because I don't even know if both can survive the first round. I think UConn has an easier go than maybe the Bruins do. But if it's a full-strength Bruins team versus a full-strength Connecticut team, I clearly can see UCLA, because of how well they've played of late, being able to knock off the Huskies. So I guess that, in essence, I do agree with you, Jimmy B.
So, Coach, for all the Arizona fans that are listening, there's quite a few. Arizona, obviously, Long Island University, they should handle that. Why do a lot of fans, why should they feel comfortable with the three freshmen where they're at right now, and why this team is a solid favorite to win it all?
You just go up and down that roster of 7-8 guys that they play. And, yeah, I know, I hear what you're saying, but, this time of year, freshmen aren't freshmen anymore, okay? They've played 30-plus ball games, and they've gone the gauntlet of what I consider the toughest league in America this year, the Big 12. I know some would argue the Big 10, but I think it's the Big 12 top to bottom. And you're the team that survived. You're the team that won your conference tournament, won the league outright, proved it throughout the 3-4 months of the season. That team is good. They're very good. Now, can they run into and trip all over themselves like they did a couple of weeks ago, and all of a sudden people were putting the brakes on U of A, going, oh my gosh, they've lost 2 in a row. So do they, like others, are they vulnerable? And however you say that, and they are, right?
Yes.
Vulnerable.
Yes. There
you go. The prophetic professor has spoken the words of the truth. So, but I like their team. I picked them in my first and true bracket, not the ones where I started going crazy and now just finding somebody else. I do like them. I will say this. If you asked me this over a month ago, I would have said Michigan as my number one team. And I still like Michigan. Don't get me wrong. And I've hemmed and hawed. But, hey, this station's in Arizona. We have a ton of Arizona fans. I'm on the bandwagon, boys. And I'm proud of it, too. I'm looking forward to them getting themselves back to the Final Four. It's been a long time. What's it been, 25 years, something like that for them?
Yeah, 96, I believe. Yep.
Oh, even further. Okay.
Yeah, Lute Olson's team. Coach, we're going to have some fun. This is going to be great. I can't wait for it to really get going tomorrow at 9 a.m. And we will be discussing all of this with you throughout the next few weeks. Thank you, Coach.
I'm so ready for it, guys, and I know you are as well. Thanks for having me on.
Always great when we get a chance to hang out with Coach Adras. And he's presented by DraftKings Sportsbook right here, TPC Scottsdale. Hey, look, you can hang out here, watch all of the games. You can handle all of the wagering activity. They have kiosks here as well. They also have their betting windows, and you can walk right up and do exactly whatever you want to do. They have professionals here who will be happy to help you make your wagers. It's all right here, TPC Scottsdale at DraftKings. All the March Madness tipping off with March Mania with us and DraftKings at TPC Scottsdale. All right, when we come back, I'm going to take a look at Manuch's bracket and just start laughing because we're going to do a little comparison. Him me and Laz. And we're going to break it all down for you on how stupid we are. And it's coming up next. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. And right now, an ESPN 620 Sports Center update.
It's now time for your Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B's ESPN 620 Sports Center update. I'm Matt Lazarus. The Arizona Diamondbacks are back home at Salt River Fields, taking on the Chicago Cubs in a spring training matchup. Merrill Kelly got the start for Arizona, and currently the D-backs are blowing out the Cubs 14-5 in the bottom of the 6th inning. We'll keep you updated as the action continues to roll along from Salt River Fields. In the NFL, former Arizona Cardinals wide receiver Greg Dortch is signing a one-year deal with the Detroit Lions. It'll be a reunion with new Lions OC Drew Petzing, who coached the speedy receiver for the past 3 years in Arizona. Experience the best game day atmosphere in town at DraftKings Sportsbook at TPC Scottsdale. We are live on site until 4 with wall-to-wall tournament action. Plus, if any first-round game ends on a buzzer beater, everyone here scores a $10 voucher. Don't miss the madness. We'll see you here at DraftKings Sportsbook at TPC Scottsdale.
Game on Peoria. When it's time to eat big, drink cold, and watch every play, make it Big's American Bar and Grill in the P83 district. Big's is serving up huge portions of your favorites. Burgers, wings, nachos, plus a full bar and TVs everywhere you look. And don't miss happy hour Monday through Thursday, 3 to 6:30 p.m. with $2 off well drinks and $2 off domestic drafts, plus daily specials all week long. Bring your friends, grab a seat on the patio, and settle in for the game. Big's American Bar and Grill, where Peoria comes to play, eat, and watch.
Join the team at All City Towing, Arizona's largest towing company and leader in roadside service. We're hiring dispatchers, call takers, lot attendants, drivers, and customer service pros ready to grow with us. You'll enjoy state-of-the-art equipment, consistent schedules, full health benefits, a strong 401k match, employer life insurance, and a monthly fuel allowance. Take your career to the next level. Apply today at allcitytowing.com. All City Towing, where your future is always moving forward.
Swing into Vans Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf for Titleist limited time loyalty reward and promotion. When you special order any 3 Titleist Pro V1, Pro V1X, or Pro V1X Left Dash or AVX dozen golf ball, you'll get another dozen free. Golf with more speed and short game control than ever before with the #1 ball in golf. Vans Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf, trusted by golfers since 1963 and home to the legendary 90-day 100% satisfaction guarantee. Get there.
Mania is back at Twin Peaks, and so is the Dose Millions Bracket Challenge. Fill out your bracket at TwinPeaksBracketChallenge.com by March 19th at 9 a.m. for a shot at $2 million. The top bracket at every Twin Peaks wins a $50 gift card. Plus, grab $15 Dos Equis buckets all day Saturday and Sunday. Cold beer, wall-to-wall games, $1 million stakes. Enter now at TwinPeaksBracketChallenge.com.
If you own a home and need cash, you could unlock thousands of dollars from your home equity quickly and easily. Call LendGo today at 888-420-4556. At LendGo, you can find out how much cash you could get with a home equity loan in just 2 minutes. It's free. There's no obligation, and it won't affect your credit score. Use the money for anything. Pay off high-interest debt, make home improvements, or just give your budget some breathing room. Best of all, you keep your low mortgage rate while you're getting the cash you need. See how much you can get today. Call 888-420-4556. That's 888-420-4556. Or visit lendgo.com. That's LENDGO.com. Homeowners nationwide are doing it. Now it's your turn. Call 888-420-4556 today. LendGo, where homeowners go to get cash. 888-420-4556.
Now back to Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, live from DraftKings at TPC Scottsdale, the area's best kept secret for sports entertainment. DraftKings at TPC Scottsdale.
All right, everybody, welcome back. So during the commercial break, Manuch is blistering me once again. And he's given it to me because I have a paper ballot. A paper ballot. where Manuch is searching on his computer and asking Laz, "Hey, where do I find this? Where is this?"
So I go to
Where-
ESPN and pull it up.
Where I have mine right in front of me, paper ballot.
You're the only guy I know that prints out his ballot anywhere in America. Of course, your
My
era.
mom still does.
Does she? Good
Yeah.
for her.
Magnets it on the fridge.
Yeah, I like that. Well, she's her and me. Same.
Once
routine.
I'm in, I'm good to go. I don't have to go searching left, right,
I don't have
left.
to do anything. I just look at the paper ballot. It's right in front of me, Manuch. All right, Manuch.
You
I'll
are
let-
old. I'm telling you.
Damn right I am, and proud of it. I'll let you go first. Where do you want to begin? I'll start with, have you picked any upsets in the first round?
No, I really haven't. I've pretty much have gone chalk all the way throughout. I mean, I really haven't seen anything that's worthy as far as that happening. I mean, I just kind of went with the favorites for the entire first round. I don't see anybody, winning the play-in tournament and winning that. I really haven't. I just kind of went with. There's a couple of question marks there, like an 8-9, like Clemson, Iowa.
Right. Yeah.
That's kind of a coin flip, but I like Clemson how they finished. On the other side, you look at Georgia, St. Louis. Tempted to take St. Louis.
I was tempted.
Yeah, but I took Georgia.
I did too.
If you look at some of the other things too that are going on, and reference to some of the others that are there, I think of Miami and Missouri. I did have some consternation there. I did pick Miami.
Okay.
The way that Missouri's been playing, and then obviously I think at a couple other things that looked, I would say, like you just kind of scratch your head and go, okay, not real familiar with that particular person, but I will say this: North Carolina, VCU.
Yeah.
Tempted, but I didn't. I went
Okay.
North Carolina, but those are the only ones that I had any kind of consternation or gave some thought to.
Laz, what about you?
VCU is actually only a pick'em versus UNC, a slight underdog. So they're thinking that VCU could get them. But I have a couple good ones for you guys. I think the 12 seed High Point has a good chance to upset Wisconsin. I took them in my bracket. And then coming down to earth even a little bit more, I love South Florida to beat Louisville without their star freshman, Mikael Brown Jr.
A lot of people do.
They don't play well without him. And then a couple other ones I like. You said Miami, Trey Donaldson's a beast. I think they'll beat Missouri, avoid the upset. But I have the 12 seed Akron Zips beating Texas Tech and beating Alabama to go to the Sweet 16.
So I brought it to Johnny Avello, and I said, hey, look, I've got a good feeling about that one in particular.
Yeah.
I think those are some that are just, you look at them, you watch the teams, you go, well, I don't know. But I think it's just, if you stay with the chalk, it's a little safe. How about you, Jimmy?
I don't really have anything like in the first round. However, in the second round, and I showed this to Laz, I have UCLA advancing against Central Florida and UConn beating Furman. And then, depending on the health of the players that we talked about for the Bruins, I have UCLA knocking out UConn and advancing into the Sweet 16. Wow. And then later in the tournament, when we get to the Elite Eight, I have Duke and Michigan State out there. I have Michigan State upsetting the Dukies and moving into the Final Four.
I'll agree with you. I took UCLA over UConn as well, too.
Okay.
In that particular round, but I pretty much Duke over St. John's, and then kind of moving forward. I took Michigan State for a while, but I kind of dropped them off after watching them against Michigan. Looking at all things forward from that particular standpoint, Arkansas over Wisconsin. Not a big stretch as far as that's concerned.
See, I went the opposite way.
Yeah, and I also have Gonzaga beating BYU, which is another one. But I got Purdue. As Miami moved on, I got Purdue giving them a little more love.
Okay.
Beating Miami on that side of the bracket.
I have Purdue going all the way to the Elite Eight and matching up against Arizona.
Yeah.
And then I have Arizona winning that game. Where are you, Lance?
I think Arizona has a tough path. I think Acuff and Arkansas and Coach Cal.
Wait, stop.
Could be a tough matchup for them.
They do not have a tough path.
There's no easy games in March.
But listen, here he is, U of A boy. What was our conversation earlier about? Oh my God, they're number one. The pressure's going to be.
You have any trepidation with U of A?
Yeah.
Oh,
seriously?
you already know I got them winning all my brackets, and I have a nice hefty
Okay, well,
wager
why
on
aren't you
it,
like,
but
man, I got them winning?
Gotta look at both sides of the glass.
your fandom is so weak.
Right.
Well,
I'm a Bears fan. What can you expect?
Well,
I'm used to losing.
But Laz is one of those guys, if you go, hey, that guy's a great shooter. But you know what? He can't dribble very well. Are you kidding me?
Come on, Laz.
You should be like, you know what? You go for it, man.
Yeah.
What are you afraid of?
It's all or nothing this year, guys.
There you go.
See, now
All or
that's
nothing.
better.
Yeah, we got to turn you young kids around.
Boy, oh boy.
I actually think
Hold on. His errors, as long as we get a participation trophy
no,
and we get to go have
no more of those.
Fruit Loops after the
You
game,
get an Oreo cookie.
and I get a what do you got? Juice box. I'm
Yes,
pretty good.
Juice box.
Capri Sun and sliced oranges, and I'm
Perfect.
happy.
Yeah, there you go.
I think the 5-seed St. John's could actually upset Duke if they play the right game. The way they played in that Big East championship against UConn,
I'm with you.
they play that game under Coach Pitino. I think they've got a shot.
Okay, so I'm waiting. To your point about Duke, if the injury to their starting point guard catches up to him, then the big fella might be back for it.
Yeah.
Now, Boozer Jr., I call him Boozer Jr., the freshman Boozer, the freshman Boozer player.
Yes.
Clarify.
Carlos
God forbid.
Boozer's son.
So you kind of go, you got the older brother, you got him. I think he's played enough,
Yeah.
but they're going to miss that kid,
Yeah.
the other kid at point guard. I wonder when that catches up to him. So against the Johnnies, you just never know. Those are some of the things we talk about, the injuries that are happening out there. The kid from Alabama, he's been kicked off the team
Right.
for carting pot around.
Yeah,
And
900 grams.
but you think about those kids have played the entire year.
Yep.
So if you're going to miss something, it's how well you recruited for that depth to pick up that slack.
I think that's why so many people are on the Arizona train right now, because I think they're hot at the right time after that Big 12 tournament.
They
And
are.
I think they have the cleanest slate of health of all those 1 seeds.
And they have I'm not going to say easy, but their march to the Final Four is not as difficult
Yeah.
as some other teams.
Don't jinx it, though. We lost to Princeton 3 years
stop
ago.
it. Stop it.
Princeton.
Hey, UCLA got beat by Princeton.
Yeah.
No, don't forget that. Hey, didn't Arizona get beat by Santa Clara?
Yes, they did.
Didn't Steve Nash put a beating on you guys?
He was definitely the guy.
Yeah.
He was definitely the guy.
Herb Sendek and the Broncos. I think they have a good chance of beating Kentucky.
I would not be shocked at that game. I did take Kentucky, but Herb Sendek has done a great job.
All right, Jimmy,
at
but give us
Santa
your
Clara.
Final Four as we wrap up this.
My Final Four then is Michigan State, Florida, with Florida winning. The other side, Arizona, and a rematch with Iowa State. And I have Arizona winning it again. I have Arizona winning and beating Florida in the national championship game.
Now, I've got Duke over Florida. I've got Arizona over Michigan. And I've got Arizona beating Duke in the final.
All chalk, Manuch. Got the
That's
1
right,
seeds
baby.
going all the way.
And I took your Arizona Wildcats. I got more confidence in your Wildcats than you do.
Seems like you
And
all
you're an
do.
alumnus.
All of us took the Cats.
What do you got?
I, like Jimmy B, I have Arizona versus Iowa State on that side of the Final Four. I think Iowa State will upset Michigan. And then I have Duke versus Houston. I think Houston will upset Florida. So I had my championship, though, have Duke beating Houston and Arizona beating Iowa State. And then you know who I'm taking in the championship. My
Absolutely.
Cats.
Well, yeah, but you're such a wussy on the show about it.
I'm
Golly.
surprised you didn't say, I think, I'm hoping,
Yeah,
I'm
hoping,
praying,
yeah.
I know it.
my Cats.
That's better right there.
We're going all the way, fellas.
Good golly.
No, we don't want to be number 1 rated. We want to be number 2. Oh, please.
Man.
We don't want to be a number 1 seed because it might jinx us. Take the pressure off of us.
Dude, I want all the smoke. Give it all to me, man. I want to be the stud.
Unbelievable.
There's
Yes.
something about Wildcat fans for a team that is consistently a winning program.
Yes.
I've never seen a more pessimistic group of fans, myself included. I think it's because the history that comes with how we play in March.
Bibby Jr. and Miles Simon aren't coming back, man.
8 years before I was around, or 6
They're
years
not
before I was
coming
around.
back. Embrace the now.
Hey, we're here at DraftKings at TPC. We have another segment. You can still get in all the way through the games tonight and get your wagers placed. Tomorrow, Manuch, where are we going to be?
We're going to be at the Twin Peaks and Camelback.
Uh-huh.
We'll also be there on Friday at the Twin Peaks in Scottsdale.
I like it.
We're covering all of the brackets.
Yep, it is March Mania, and you can hang with us at Twin Peaks tomorrow, Camelback, and then Friday at Scottsdale location. When we come back, our Learn and Roll one call. That's all. What's on tap? State 48 Roofing. It's your call question of the day. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, ESPN 620.
Bigger fields, bigger events, bigger experiences. Arizona Athletic Grounds. Arizona Athletic Grounds is a 275-acre sports and entertainment destination for athletes, fans, and families. Located in Mesa, AAG is one of the largest multi-sport complexes in the country, with over 475,000 square feet indoors and more than 150 fields and courts. From tournaments to training to cheer, dance, concerts, and corporate events, the grounds does it all. Learn more at azgrounds.com.
Another Arizona storm season's rolling through. Before the next big downpour hits, call State 48 Roofing for your free roof inspection. Whether it's cracked tiles, flat roofs, or old shingles, don't wait for leaks to show up. State 48 Roofing is Arizona's #1 referred roofer, trusted for over a decade in both residential and commercial roofing. Protect your home, protect your business with State 48 Roofing. Visit state48roofing.com or call 480-268-4509 today.
Let me remind you, Thursdays are where the weekend starts at Twin Peaks Restaurant. Grab an ice-cold Bud Light or a refreshing Michelob Ultra and catch wall-to-wall sports on massive TVs everywhere you look. Big games, cold beer, made from scratch food. Start your weekend early with Bud Light and Michelob Ultra. Thursdays at Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, and scenic views.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest. The last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying. Just beautiful.
Millions of signs, each with a story. eBay. Things people love.
I'm Boomer Esiason. My mom died from cancer. She was only 37 years old. She didn't have life insurance, and that was devastating for my family. That's why having life insurance is so important to me. Ethos makes it fast and easy. Get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. You can get up to $3 million in coverage with no medical exam.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/play. That's ethos.com/play. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Hi, I'm your kid's old jeans. I've been in the drawer for a while and really missed the playground. You should swing by Goodwill and drop me off. Donating me helps Goodwill's mission to provide career training and support services right here in the community. Plus, I can get back into the game. Donate today. Tag, you're it.
To find your nearest Goodwill locations and to learn more about our mission, please visit goodwill.org. Goodwill, where your things start new lives.
It's the Lerner and Rowe one call, that's all call of the day. If you're looking for a full service law firm, just make one call, that's all. 602-977-1900. Lerner and Rowe, voted Arizona's best law firm.
The union, we are together the whole time. We're not just teammates, we are family. This team is awesome. We are family here. That's why we play with passion, with love, because we feel that the jersey, we feel our country in front of us. That's why this is a lot for us as a players, as a people, as a human being, and as a Venezuela. Now we are the champion.
One of the best guys ever, the Diamondbacks in the clubhouse and in the community. That is Gino Suarez, following the win last night, beating the USA in the World Baseball Classic. Venezuela takes the championship trophy. That's one guy, Manuch, that I always continue to miss. You're not going to answer what I just said? Why not? Because you're always giving me this. I do not have to speed up, Manuch.
That's the Lerner and Rowe.
I'm telling you. So okay. I'm not going to go there. So here it is. It is our Lerner and Rowe one call. That's all. They are the best personal injury law firm. In a wreck, need a check. Just make one call. 602-977-1900, or you can go online at lernerandrowe.com. What's on tap tonight? Sponsored by Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Bud Light, the official partner of Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. March Mania coverage. Manuch, where are we going to be on Thursday and Friday.
Tomorrow we'll be at the Camelback Twin Peaks, and then Friday, we're going to be at the Scottsdale Twin Peaks.
There you go. Bud Light available all this week and through next week and the following week. It's great. On tap tonight, a lot of NBA action. Also, don't forget, it is on True TV this evening. The play-in games are Prairie View against Lehigh. They have just started. Labs, when you see the score there, give me an update. And Miami of Ohio and SMU. To be honest with you, I hope Miami wins, so you get all those naysayers out there that say, they shouldn't even be in the tournament. I'd just like to see them upset SMU. Did you get a score yet on that game?
We are tied at 7 apiece, only about 5 minutes into the game here between Prairie View A&M and Lehigh.
Can't wait to see the end of that one. It's going to be exciting. State 48 Roofing, it's your call. Question of the day. Manuch, what do you got there?
Well, in case State 48 Roofing called today for free inspection before the league sit, looks like it's going to be pretty dry, folks, the next week or so. Pushing 105. They're going to keep your roof sexy with State 48 Roofing, Arizona's #1 referred roofer. Visit state48roofing.com or call them 480-268-4509. That's 480-268-4509. Here's the question.
Okay.
Just go to @Roc and Manuch on X or @Roc and Manuch on Instagram. Has USA Baseball lost its status as the best in the world in WBC tournament play? You can answer 1, no, not all the top players play. 2, yes, we've been passed up. Or 3, make it a final 3-game series. But just go to @Roc and Manuch on Twitter and Roc and Manuch on Instagram. Which way do you guys lean on this one?
I went for, what was the last one?
Make it a final 3-game series.
Yeah, I'd like to see
now,
them
this
do
is World
that.
Baseball Classic only.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I'd like to see them do that. I just thought that the one-game knockout last night, the excitement and the atmosphere in the stadium was just off the charts. I'd love to see it be a best 2 out of 3.
I'm agree with that. That's what I want to make it a final 3-game series. Laz, which would you go on this one?
I still think that U.S. is the best in the world. Them and the Dominicans. I just think not all the top players.
Wait. You can't say them and the Dominicans.
You mean the Venezuelans or the Latino?
The Venezuelans were the team of destiny here.
Okay.
I think the most talented players in the world come from the Dominicans and the United States still.
Well, which one is it? That's
I would
the question.
lean towards the Dominicans if you look at that lineup.
We'll say, okay.
But USA got them because we had a good pitching matchup.
So what is it?
Well, in this circumstance.
I'm sorry, but I can't help but laugh.
In their circumstance, no, they have not lost their status. Venezuela was just a team of destiny.
Okay, let me do this again. Here's our State 48 Rookie. It's your call question of the day. Laz, if you pay attention. Has USA Baseball lost its status as the best in the world in WBC tournament play? Number 1, no, not all the top players play. Yes, we've been passed up. Or number 3, make it a final 3-game series. Laz.
No, not all top players.
Okay.
So now he changed his mind.
Is there a D for the Dominican Republic?
No. Being passed up is by the world being passed up.
I'm crying. I'm sorry.
All right,
tearing
Connor.
up. Yeah.
I'm just here to make you guys laugh.
Oh, Connor,
you
which way you vote on this? What the people say on this one?
I said that they should also make it a 3-game series. I think there's no issue adding in a little bit more baseball, especially when it's competitive. And I think you can ride the coattails of some of the national hype. And then it looks like the fans are going 100% saying yes, that this USA has been passed up by some of the surrounding countries.
Yeah, and it's interesting. You think of the Venezuela's, Dominican Republic. I mean, Italy's improved. But you got to remember, the Italy team, the Canadian team, a lot of Major League Baseball players.
They're all from the United States.
And the whole thing about, no, not all the top players play. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
A lot of the top players were playing.
Thank you.
And when you only get 3 hits off of Eduardo Rodriguez, E-Rod, and you basically have 3 hits with the pitchers that came at you, mind you, they're all Major League players. We get that. So there's a lot of folks that would, probably agree that we have been passed up in that sense. I don't think we have. That's why I think in a 3-game series, there's talented players out there. I don't think they're any more talented or better. But I really felt that the 3-game series is a must to really decide to get that rubber match. Because you stop and think about it. I don't know who the next pitcher would be to pitch against this USA team, but they might line them up 10-2. So get the other.
Then you get a final game 3, and it would just be unbelievable.
Now, if we lost that one, then you could probably say that. But you got to remember, the USA got beat by Japan.
Yeah.
You haven't won a game to Japan, and then who beat them besides Venezuela this time?
Dominican.
So they haven't won a game. They haven't won a championship in 10 years.
Yeah.
So it speaks volumes of where the international, the Dominicans, the Republic, the Latinos have come from those situations. So they've grown. But I think the fairness way would be the 3-game series.
I'd be all in for that just because I loved the atmosphere. It was so electric in that stadium, and it was so much fun to watch. Look, it's an exhibition. I get it. Doesn't mean anything. But for the players and the coaches, it meant everything.
You think Mike Hazen's feeling pretty good about
Erod? He should right now.
And Gino Suarez got the game-winning hit for the for Venezuelans.
Yeah.
I mean, that pick there. So you got to feel pretty good. Yeah, I just hope Erod can carry that over to the regular season.
I'm with you.
He pitched so well for 4 1/3, but he did have to go out there in the 5th inning or the 6th inning because that's usually his nemesis.
That I agree. Hey, what do we got cooking tomorrow?
Tomorrow we'll catch up with the sports professor Rick Toro. Speaking of the World Baseball Classic, the numbers that they had TV-wise and overall. Ryan Hansen, U of A radio color analyst, will join us from San Diego as they get ready for their game. And then Howard Balzer, he'll join us in reference to any moves in the National Football League or with the Arizona Cardinals, all with Twin Peaks on Camelback.
Looking forward to it. Sensational job today, Connor. I was going to really compliment Laz because I thought he did an outstanding job until we got into basketball talk, and he wussed out.
He drove the ball way down the 1-yard line, and he fumbled.
And he
right
fumbled.
At the right, the 1-yard line.
Thank you to DraftKings. We had a great time, everybody. ESPN 620.
Go Cats.
Jackson